6 o'clock, good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The Brendan Sorsby saga takes its next step. As it was reported yesterday by multiple sources that the NFL is declining to hold a supplemental draft this summer. That currently leaves the 2027 draft as the only way for quarterback Brendan Sorsby to enter the NFL. The NFL's Management Council, in a letter to Sorsby yesterday, said, quote, participation in the NFL is a privilege that carries with it significant responsibilities, including accountability. By all accounts, you're a talented player with the potential for future success. In other NFL news yesterday, the Falcons and star tight end Kyle Pitts agreed to a 3-year, $54 million contract extension, including $36 million guaranteed, making him the largest 3-year contract in NFL history for a tight end. Pitts will no longer play on the franchise tag in 2026. NBA draft last night, BYU guard A.J. Dubbanza went number 1 overall to the Washington Wizards. The Memphis Grizzlies selected Duke forward Cameron Boozer 3rd overall, and the Milwaukee Bucks, after a trade with the Miami Heat, selected Tennessee forward Nate Ament 13th overall. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
A very good Wednesday morning to you in beautiful Music City, USA, broadcasting live from the brand new Hattie B's in East Nashville, 1206 Gallatin Avenue. We wish you a very good morning. 615-737-1045 is our number. This place opens up right around 10:45. First 100 folks through the door get a sweet Hattie B's swag bag. Ramon Foster, we are going to need to make sure that our microphones are at the right level today to cover up the grumbling, the growling, the tremors of our stomach. In this beautiful room, we've got TVs around us. There's a full bar over here to the right, a huge screen right behind that bar. It's a good place to be. Good morning.
It is. It's kind of set up in, I don't know the official term of this building. I bet you Kirby knows. It's like a half barn or half barrel barn. And the way it's kind of set up, man, it's open. It feels like not a big cafeteria, but like a big open space. Of course, it's got the big garage door that leads outside. Got the cafeteria desk out here with a pool table in the middle of it and a lot of screens. They really made this a welcoming spot, is what I would tell you.
And we've got a comfortable spot as well. We're on the couches here. We've got a TV that looks like was on the World Cup behind us because it's showing a World Cup replay from last night. We've got NBA draft stuff going on up here. We've got Sports Center. We've got Fox. We've got all sorts of stuff going on.
Listen, if we can't get the TVs on in our own studio, which do work, we got to come outside of the building.
Well, that's because the attention spans of 104.5 The Zone hosts, and I say hosts with an S on it because I'm talking plural, is so low that we have had that privilege taken away from us. But we get it back when we hit the road.
Get it back. And you know what, too, man? This is why the TVs probably aren't on, because I'm ecstatic from last night's NBA draft real quick, too, because Nate Ament still went lottery last night, man. So shout out to him. Shout out to Rick Barnes and his staff. Shout out to Nate Ament and his family, man. And of course, Vols fans, get ready to learn Milwaukee Bucks, okay? That's what I will tell you.
Well, we will get to that this morning. We will get to a number of headlines and kind of a newsy Tuesday that happened yesterday.
It
Lots to get to.
Wasn't it?
It was.
Very newsy yesterday. I was just thinking to myself, what are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? And when we do the show so early in the morning, news kind of circulates throughout the day. And by the time the show's over, you think to yourself, what are we going to do?
It circulated yesterday.
It did. It did circulate yesterday.
Absolutely did. Last night, an NBA draft, but this summer there will be no NFL supplemental draft. The National Football League kind of cooked Brendan Sorsby yesterday in a long statement. We've got a battle of statements between the league and Sorsby's attorney, Jeffrey Kessler, who says that the NFL's decision to not hold a supplemental draft is a violation of the CBA and the law. Interesting way to just throw the law out there with pretty much no basis to stand on. But, it's a war of words this time of year, so this is kind of the stuff that we're doing. Union source told ESPN the NFLPA has not made any determination on whether there are legal grounds to act on this. And the league told Brendan Sorsby in a letter, your petition filed 3 business days before the deadline without any supporting information or documentation, and only after abandoning your recent litigation efforts to avoid NCAA sanctions, does not provide a basis for the league to alter their plans. They really didn't hold back yesterday on now former Cincinnati quarterback Brendan Sorsby.
No, did not, man. And here's the thing, too, I know Kessler. As a former union rep myself, I've had conversations with him. I know of him. I know that he knows that this probably isn't possible. The way the NFLPA rules and NFL rules are aligned through the CBA, the player has to be a part of the union. He's not a part of the NFL union. Also, the NFL in other years have chosen not to have supplemental drafts before. And this is one of those circumstances as well. This is so you go to court is what you can prove, right? Usually in a situation, that's why you're innocent until proven guilty. And then in this situation right here, there is no case, and there is no reason that the NFL would probably have to allow them discovery to say, hey, we're holding Brendan Sorsby out. Because if they do, and they have reasons as to why Brendan Sorsby is out, then Brendan Sorsby also has to show why the NFL thinks he's out of it as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm no lawyer. It's just the way these situations work right here. All information has to be laid out. And the longer that Brendan Sorsby fights this, and here's the thing, Jeffrey Kessler, he knows this too. The worst is going to be for him. How many teams, how many entities or businesses have actually won against the NFL is the first thing you have to ask yourself. They're bulletproof for a reason, man, and the brand that they're trying to protect through his ability to bet as a legal adult citizen in the United States is cool. But there are rules in the NFL and also the perception of what the league's trying to protect that Brendan Sorsby this year will not be will not benefit from. Basically, he's trying to say, okay, NCAA, screw you. I'll just go to the NFL. NFL doesn't work like that.
I mean, I don't even think if he had started with the NFL plan and just gone that route immediately and not tried to fight for his eligibility, I still think we're having the same discussion, to be honest with you. Because the league has made it clear on how seriously they take gambling and how they don't want any part of the integrity of the game stuff entering their world and entering the minds of their fans and their television networks, and all of their actions consistently push against any sort of gambling infraction being allowed to then translate to the field.
Yes, any part of, and
they hate this.
They will. They loathe.
They make a lot of money off of it.
Yes, they do.
And you could use promo code Sorsby at checkout for your first free bet this upcoming season for college football. I'm joking, obviously, but I mean, again, wouldn't put it past them. But
but the way the NFL is moving, though, is some people are going to have a problem with it. Some will say, well, you'll let as like guys who've had real serious issues come into the league, whether it's domestic, whether it is an assault of a different type. But here's at least, I ain't gonna say here's at least what the NFL is doing, but here's what the NFL is attempting to set a line in. They got a code. The code is they can't fracture the brand. As far as a personal situation, Will, if you or I get caught DWI or something like that, that's a personal thing that doesn't affect the outcome of a game unless I'm suspended, which they have the rights to do so. What we don't know is what happens. It's almost like a snake, I guess, that bites you underneath the bed sheets or something, right? I don't know you're there. And I know it's kind of graphic, but the way this is working with gambling and Brendan Sorsby is I don't know if you're betting. And the fact that I know you do bet and have crazy issues with withdrawing yourself from betting in situations that you shouldn't, I can't trust that. And that's the way this situation is kind of unfolded for him. It absolutely is one of the worst situations for him. I was talking to an insider last night. I'll tell you about it on air if we want to discuss a little bit more. But I'm hearing the 90 that he bet ain't even close to what it actually was.
What do you mean by that? 90 that he, okay.
The 90,000 that he bet isn't even close to the actual number that he actually has been betting.
Okay. Wow.
It's way more.
Okay.
And that's the other side that Brendan Sorsby doesn't want to fight the NFL.
Sure. Right. So it's kind of like you walk up to a girl at school and you ask her to the prom, and she turns you down in front of everyone, and then you go ask the homecoming queen to prom in front of everyone. And she's like, well, you only asked me because that girl just turned you down over there, is essentially what the NFL said yesterday.
Yeah.
And that was basically their grounds for doing something I think that they wanted to do anyway, is not have Brendan Sorsby be a part of NFL football in 2026. Clearly through their statement. I mean, it couldn't have been much more strongly worded about their disinterest in him playing football this upcoming season and his ability to then be a part of things in 2027. Essentially what they did is the same thing they did to Calvin Ridley. Mm-hmm. They gave Brendan Sorsby a year suspension, but what they also didn't do is they didn't make this one of 32 teams' problems.
Right.
And that's kind of the loophole that the NFL found. They imposed a 1-year suspension on Brendan Sorsby for something that he did in the NCAA that they feel like he hasn't been properly punished for yet in terms of their guidelines, since he's now going from NCAA to them and is not going to be given any kind of punishment this upcoming season there, other than I guess just not being a part of Texas Tech is obviously a punishment. But that's kind of where we're at, is that they feel like you went and just asked this girl to prom and she turned you down. And in their reasoning, they're saying, like, you're only really coming to us to do a supplemental draft because they turned you down.
No. Yeah.
And so it ended up being pretty simple for him. I obviously on the show had talked about, I felt like this was going towards a half-season suspension. But I understand how 32 owners are sitting there saying, well, but then why are we going to go out of our way to use next year's draft capital on a guy who, as it was, Ben Solak said at ESPN yesterday, he's a third-round pick. Yeah. Said if he'd come out this year, he was a third-round pick. He was a developmental quarterback who showed traits, but he's a third or fourth-round guy. Mm-hmm. You are essentially giving up that just a year early, obviously, the supplemental draft. I think it makes a ton of sense what the league did, and while I was a bit surprised at how strongly they went after him, I'm not shocked at all.
No, I don't think you can be, too. The guy I think that's, and like I said, I got a little bit more information last night about it, but I feel like there was a disconnect between him, Brendan Sorsby, his agent, and Texas Tech with the amount of information that they had and what they're willing to push for. I feel like at a certain point that Texas Tech woke up and said, oh, we're screwed.
It became a net negative to them.
It did.
It became a net negative.
And there's reports out there that he's able to keep a good chunk of this money as well, simply because Texas Tech is saying, we just don't want to deal with this anymore. Right. And
they paid him to go away.
Yeah, paying him to go away. His agent, I don't know if he's a NFL accredited agent or whatever the case may be, but dealing in this world is not just, hey, my client deserves this. It is, hey, your client got to possess a certain amount of talent or be squeaky clean in order for them to get this type of pay and stuff like this too. I feel like at the end, Brendan Sorsby's gotten a lot of bad information as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. As far as college goes, I don't think he has, because in the college realm, you could just sue in local courts and win more than you lose. In terms of going to the supplemental draft, I do agree with you, because Texas Tech kind of encouraged this, didn't they?
They did.
Texas Tech kind of said, hey, go to the supplemental draft, and this is your pathway now, and we support you. And clearly, this was not something that was ever going to be realistic, because, again, the NFL shredded him yesterday.
Yes, they did. I also think they fought too hard, too publicly, too. When you have this amount of eyes on you and get this many more people involved in the conversation, it's one thing for the insiders and the reporters to find this type of information, but when you have regular people, fans, saying, yeah, I don't want him in the sport, calling in the show, saying this is bad for, he's now public enemy number one when it comes down to what not to do with sports gambling. That's the way I view him, too. And when you have that public reputation, it's hard to fight back.
Yeah,
it's just like any player that's had, bad, a Ray Rice situation.
Well, it's hard to fight the league in situations like that. It's not hard to fight college football, but it's hard to fight the league, because the league is not going to lose in court the way that college sports is because they have a collective bargaining agreement.
They do.
The problem for Brendan Sorsby is he is not a part of that collective bargaining agreement because he is not a part of the NFLPA.
I just couldn't believe that Kessler was Jeff Kessler was saying like they're going to fight on behalf of the player. Well,
That's Sorsby's attorney, Jeffrey Kessler.
Yeah, but here's my thing. If you're telling me you're fighting him on behalf of the NFLPA, how many dues has he paid? That's our dues.
0.0.
Zero.
Yeah, $0.00.
He's not even welcomed into the NFL.
That's right.
You can't use our dollars to fight for him instead of precedence for anybody else. I'm not a selfish person. On this one, Will, he can go eat rocks.
1206 Gallatin Avenue, where we are today for opening day of Hattie B's in East Nashville. Very excited to be here. We love Hattie B's. We love hot chicken. Here on this show, we are excited to eat some hot chicken before we leave here today. Opening up at 10:45. You can fuel up your soccer watch parties with Hattie B's flock packs. Pick tenders or full wings or both. Choose your favorite sides, collard greens, mac and cheese, cheddar grits, and more online at HattieB.com or in the Hattie B's app. Coming up, we've got more Wednesday headlines for you. The NCAA approved a landmark age-based eligibility model. What does that mean, and how does it impact your favorite team? Got that for you next.
The clock is ticking on Genesis Diamond's amazing finance offer. You have until June 30th to take advantage of the hottest offer of the summer. 5 years, zero interest financing with zero down. Get in now and splurge, good people. Maybe treat yourself a little bit. If you're planning to propose, get that stunning designer engagement ring starting as low as $67 a month, or a 3-carat lab-grown center diamond just $99 a month. You can pick any item, divide the price by 60, and that is your payment with no money down. People have driven for hours to take advantage of this, so don't put it off another minute. Buy that pre-owned Rolex or that designer ring or just a simple diamond pendant. Get the incredible price Genesis is famous for. Then spread your payments over 5 years with 0.0 interest. It's the smartest, easiest, and best way to buy. But hurry, this incredible offer ends June 30th and will not be extended. Only at Genesis Diamonds. They're located in Green Hills and Cool Springs on approved credit. So get more details at genesisdiamonds.com.
Ramon and Will from Hattie B's in East Nashville. Kicking off your Wednesday morning. The Zone will be here until 3 o'clock. After that, it's Zone karaoke night.
Yeah, it is.
Ron Slay will join us here to maybe give us a little preview of what to expect and talk some NBA draft coming up at 8:20. Rhett Bryan at 9 o'clock this morning. Your phone calls at 615-737-1045. What would it take for us to convince Slay to essentially do what you used to be able to do on iTunes? Because kids, there used to be this thing called iTunes where you would buy a song either for 99 cents or for $1.29 if it was a big hit, and you could play a 15 to 20 second preview of the song. What would it take for us to get a 15 to 20 second preview of Ron Slay's karaoke stylings in his visit with us at 8:20? Or do we just have to wait for the people to show up to Greenlight tonight in order to see that?
I think you have to wait on him to greenlight it, man.
I'm just making sure.
He's a real curator of his karaoke. Like, he takes pride in it, Will. Like, I'm not saying this.
What does Ron Slay do that he does not take pride in?
And that's the point.
Yeah,
you know
exactly
what I'm saying?
right.
Like, you would have to come with a decent sized bag, maybe a C note, $100 bill.
Oh, okay. Well, nope, never mind. So anyway, we'll wait till later tonight.
We'll wait till later.
Wait till after 6 o'clock, after 3HL's done, over at Greenlight Bar over off of 8th Avenue, and it'll be great.
No doubt. Be here. That's what I would tell you. Be there.
Yeah, don't be here.
I
mean, you could be here, but
you can come join us.
That's exactly right.
By the way, this around this Hattie B's, that's my first time actually coming onto this side of East Nashville, man. There's some nice houses over here, man. I'm always house looking.
You are nothing if not consistent.
Listen, you know your dog. You know your dog. If we go to a new neighborhood, I'm going to bring up the real estate around here, and it is nice.
I'm surprised Zillow isn't already open on your laptop.
I did see a for sale sign.
Did you? Yeah.
I did.
Ramon's going to have the Zestimate ready on at least 25% of the houses within a 1 mile radius.
Hey, listen, Mark Spain, you need me on your team, man. I'm out here. I can sell water to a fish. I'm telling you. I'm absolutely telling you. But, yeah, it is a nice area over here, though. I was shocked to kind of pull up. I don't really venture in.
You got to come out east more, man.
I know.
It's a great neighborhood.
You sound just like a Nashvilleian. Y'all don't
I
say.
am a Nashvilleian.
I know, but you're reaffirming this.
Like?
Because Nashvilleians say certain key words that
out east.
Yeah. No, out west.
It's not I'm going south. To east or I'm in east. I'm out east.
I'm out east, which is crazy to me.
That's absolutely right.
Everybody who's a Nashvilleian says that, and that's how you can know.
I need you to take the surprise out of your voice. It's universal. I have lived in this city my entire life. This is the only way that I know.
It's just so universal. Yeah, it's all it is, and I appreciate it.
Well, the NCAA has approved a universal age-based eligibility model, calling for an athlete's eligibility clock to begin upon initial full-time enrollment in college or at the beginning of the academic year following their 19th birthday, whichever occurs earlier. So the cabinet's decision from the NCAA Division I cabinet is not final until its meeting concludes today. But this would start for recruits in 2027 as age-based only. So athletes whose fourth season of college eligibility was completed by this past spring will not receive additional eligibility. There are already lawyers who are billing hours about this as well, and the big attorneys around college sports who are already drafting things to sue on behalf of clients and potentially change that, because what else is new? That's what we do in college athletics these days. So currently enrolled athletes with eligibility remaining after this past academic year will be allowed to apply the age-based model or continue with the previous eligibility rules, whichever is most beneficial to that individual. You get 5 years to play 5.
Yeah.
No redshirting, no medical stuff. There are a couple of exemptions that we'll get into that are way smaller than the exemptions that are currently in place. But, Ramon, overall, is this a good thing for college athletics?
Yes, it is. It's what college should be. there have been, circumstances like a Chris Winkie situation that's, unique, or guys that go on religious excursions throughout their lives and stuff like that. There are certain situations, life events, like real life events that should allow you to come back to college. What's happening as of late, and I'll say even beforehand, where older kids are playing college games with real amateurs, has been problematic for a while, Will. And I'm glad to kind of see the NCAA kind of step in on this and really lay down the grounds to what college sports is all about. Like, I know we've kind of lost the amateur side of this because of the money, but you shouldn't have, I say this respectfully because I get the hustle. You shouldn't have 24 and 25 and 26 and 27-year-olds lingering and hanging back in college to collect more NIL because they essentially are a failed version of a professional player. And I do want to kind of phrase it like that because the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, the MLB, all of these leagues, the MLS, Will, are built for pros, people that know how to handle it and be the top 1%. You shouldn't be a 1%er in college because you're 25 years old is the way I look at this. And, yes, I know the Vols have benefited from this. Every school has taken advantage of it. And the other part for me is it's making coaches lazy. You just go after the older player because, a 23-year-old is different from an 18-year-old. Duh, like, I get that. Or this guy that's been hanging around campus, who's a kid in Florida, I forget who he was, but we're talking about 7 to 8 years. At 7, 8 years, I was about 4 years into the NFL at that point in time. Like, I know that's a hard task to get after, but put the emphasis back on the student-athlete side of it. The NCAA has been running, as go professional and more than just sports. Like, there's that side of it. I forced the NCAA on this one, too, to say, hey, how are we preparing these young men and ladies from leaving college to be productive citizens? Like, it's hard that everybody's going to be successful or find a job after college from playing sports, but the platform that you're given to be able to now earn but also get your degree for whatever it's worth, and I know it's not what it used to be, but you shouldn't have the ability to linger around college. It's just like the college kid that goes back to high school to flex, like, hey, look at me, I'm a big dog. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that in college either. Leave. Go on about your life is the way I do it because you're harboring scholarships from young athletes, and I think anybody that's a parent in this era fully gets what I'm saying.
Yeah, simple is just better right now for the NCAA because they can't enforce anything complicated.
Right.
It's just pretty much that simple for me. Like, you make rules like this simple that are common sense, and you're not going to have as much fight back against it, and you're really bad at fights, so you're not going to lose when you just go with the common sense. And there are so many different elements to this. There's the COVID aspect of it that kind of normalized mid to late 20s athletes being a part of the sport, and a lot of that was unavoidable. But that's also now far enough in the rear view to where we don't need to keep playing those games in college athletics these days. Right. There's also the fact that you had guys like Aubrey Solomon, remember that name from Tennessee?
Yeah,
who was boarding the plane. Cade Mays is the same way, boarding the plane to play for Tennessee, not knowing if they were eligible or not, based off of waivers, based off of appeals, based off of the rules being clear, kind of, but just the transparency into the appeals process being extremely unclear. And when you have so many attorneys and so many players and so many coaches and so many universities that want to take advantage of every possible loophole to make their team as strong as it possibly can, I don't blame the NCAA for being overloaded and taking months to actually rule on if someone is eligible or ineligible because everybody's trying to take advantage of the rules.
Absolutely.
So just make the rules as simple as possible and say, we're washing our hands of this. We're not doing the appeals process because you maybe had one doctor on campus who said you might deserve a medical red shirt 3 years ago, and now here you are way better than you were 3 years ago because all of a sudden now you start and you play, and now you can make money. So a local court is going to back you up. So we might as well just go ahead and make you eligible anyway.
Right. Yeah, it's a wild situation. It's benefit to the coaches who are looking for job security, most definitely on that side of it too. I will say this too, just, people just saying, well, everybody's not built the same, like the age component. I distinctly remember, Will, from my sophomore year at Tennessee to my junior year, the jump in, I guess, strength that I had, the understanding that was totally different for me at that point in time. Mind you, like, I won most improved as a redshirt freshman going into the spring game. Oh, cool. Yeah, the young guy's gotten a whole lot better. Well, I won it 2 years later. I felt my strength go up. I knew my knowledge was a whole lot higher, and my abilities on the practice field, I felt like elevated because of the age side of it. I was 21, 22 going on at the time, and I felt the difference. I knew that a freshman could not compete with me essentially in those eras right there, and I couldn't imagine being in a position where I was able to be 25 doing this against 18-year-olds and stuff too. The other part of that, speaking of the age side of it, it really will change the way I think parents hold back their kids too, because the clock starts at 19. College coaches now have to be more strategic into evaluating 16 and 17-year-olds more than they ever have, because it won't hurt them all the way. But if the clock starts at 19 and your kid is about to be 20 going into his freshman year in college, like,
how often does that happen?
You be shocked.
Really?
You listen, look at me. You be shocked.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
you will.
That's interesting.
It's more common than you know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the other side of it as well, is that 19-year-old clock starts the day that, like, their college clock starts then as well too.
So if you were a 20-year-old freshman, you'd basically be starting as a sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, that's where your clock is essentially at that point. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you had a religious or, again, like service time exemption that changed that. But again, that is a much smaller portion of the college sports population than guy that tore his ACL and wants his year back, but he actually ended up playing like 45% of his year, but they're still going to give him his year back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stuff like
so I'll put it this way. So my youngest is going to graduate just turning 18.
Yeah.
He might
Same.
be
That's
17 walking across the stage, okay?
Yep.
He's a May 11, so he'll probably be a week into his 18th birthday by the time he graduates. For him, I will say this, could have held him back. But he's a big kid, you know what I'm saying? And just like he'll catch up when it's time for him to catch up. That's the evaluation side of coaching, kind of pick up a little bit, though, too. But you'll see some people, and I get it. Like, I thought about it before with my boys as well. Like, dang, should we have held them back? Do we need to hold them back? But, like, eventually, like, it evens out. Like, the ones that got it will have it. And the ones that need the extra time, they take advantage of it, and that's fully okay as well. Like, it's just like driving as a freshman in high school. You know, it's one of those type of situations right there, which I get it. But now with this new rule change, parents have to consider, okay, either where am I sending my kid to college, or can my kid do his 3 years and get the heck out? Because, again, with the clock starting at 19, it kind of complicates what's been normalized in today's youth sports world. Hold them back. It's a little bit different right now.
To me, what I think matters here, too, is your ability to go get a 23-year-old freshman basketball player from Europe.
Yeah.
That to me is the big impact. And
yes,
you think of some of the other sports where you get international athletes who are 22-year-old freshmen. Mm-hmm. You can go get that person now, but they're not going to be freshmen.
Right.
Their clock is going to be shorter overall in order to compete. And I think that's for the best.
How were you your freshman year? You remember?
Oh, yeah. I just told you. I was 18.
Freshman.
Yeah.
No, in high school.
Oh, in high school.
14?
I mean, just -4. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, 14.
So I turned 18 2 weeks before I went to Tennessee.
I've seen a 16-year-old freshman. Like, that's what it does on the whole backside of things, you know. But, like, you think about it, I'll be 17 as a sophomore, 18, and then 19 all of that senior year. Like, they're on the clock at that point.
I was not good enough at sports in middle school or elementary school or anything for holding back because of sports to be any – but no, I mean, it's true. Like, I wasn't athletic. I just kept showing up to practice and then was good enough to walk on at Tennessee. So I was never, it was never in consideration of holding me back because of sports. I mean, I feel like you are talking about, again, a pretty small portion of the population in the more major sports.
No doubt about it. And that's all true, too, because, again, I think most coaches do believe in get them in young, teach them up the way I want them to, and they'll be better players because of it. As I said before, too, I've played with 20-year-old rookies in the NFL, too, and coaches love those types of guys, though. Moldable,
yeah,
exactly,
right.
man. But
Keldrick Falk is kind of in that boat.
He is.
Him and Cardell Tate both are younger rookies, and then the later picks the Titans made are older rookies.
For sure. But I like what the model is setting. You get 5 for 5. And the other part that college teams are also using, this is where it just kind of got off the rails to me. Teams were able to play freshmen. At first it was like 4 games. And you know it went up to 7 games before you burned a red shirt? Like, that's the other part of it is like now there's no burning a red shirt.
I remember, didn't Derek Dooley put in someone to like take knees late in the game and burn their red shirt at quarterback? Who would that have been? Oh, man.
You know how ticked off you would be?
Oh, no question. there was somebody that, let me look this up. Derek Dooley burning quarterback red shirt. That would have been, yep.
You got it?
I was at the game. It was Justin Worley in 2011. Justin Worley.
No way.
Tennessee was down 37-6 in the fourth quarter at number 2 Alabama in 2011. I was a freshman in high school. I was at that game with my buddy Andrew, and Tennessee put in Justin Worley in relief of Matt Sims in that game.
What a terrible human being.
Because Tyler Bray had a broken thumb and wasn't able to play. So it was Matt Sims at quarterback. That was also, I'm pretty sure, that was the game where it was 6-6 at halftime.
Wow.
And then Alabama outscored Tennessee like 31 or 38-0 in the second half.
What?
Yeah.
What a terrible human being to do that to a young athlete. I'm so sorry. I don't know what
human being is a bit of a stretch.
Because he burned that
he's
kid's
trying to keep
future.
his job. I mean,
Dooley?
Yeah.
Worley was also trying to keep his red shirt.
I mean, I don't know if he necessarily was trying to keep it. He probably wanted to play, to be fair, but yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
I don't. Human being is
okay. Terrible
a strong step.
Because like the reason I throw the human being side in it, man, is because you know better as an adult. He's the mature adult in that situation to be able to hold back in that situation to protect the player. Like, he's not protecting his athlete in that moment. That is a bad human decision right there. Not even the coach side of things. He should have just kept whoever in the game. To take a knee.
Matt, well, it wasn't just to take a knee. It was more than just that. It was to finish the game.
If you'd have told me Worley was swinging on him, like, I'd have said, yeah, it was warranted. I ain't gonna say terrible human being. That's probably a step too far.
But think about it though, Ramon. How many players did you play with?
Oh my God.
Who the coach was going to redshirt them? They were convinced they were ready to play and wanted to play. Like, I don't think Justin Worley would have been swinging on Derek Dooley because he got to play football.
It ain't many that by the time you were in the red shirt, you had already taken on that role. That's the only other part of it.
For some people, yeah. I just, we're getting so sidetracked.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Well, it's no longer a thing.
Yeah, I know. It's no longer. He's no longer coaching. So, yeah, we don't have to worry about the boogeyman anymore with the Orange
it's no longer a thing because you can no longer burn red shirts. Is what I didn't mean it in terms of Derek Dooley.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. Let me get off my high horse this morning. But I'm glad to see the 5 for 5 be a thing.
615-737-1045. NBA draft last night. Nate Ament had to wait a little while, but did hear his name called. We'll talk about it next. Live for the brand new Hattie B's in East Nashville. Ramon and Will continues. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling, 615-737-1045, the number. NBA draft opening round last night. It took a little while for Nate Ament to hear his name called, but it finally was. And he will be a member of the Milwaukee Bucks, even though he did interviews in a Miami Heat hat. And yes, this is a sports pet peeve of mine that we will get to in a minute. But Ramon, first of all, your thoughts on Nate Ament going to now the former home of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Man, that's good. That place in Milwaukee, I think, is a great city for him to still develop. They know with where they are with offloading Giannis that they accumulated a lot of draft picks. Nate being on the front end of their rebuild to get a lot of young talent, I think it's a good thing for him. And the cool part, too, is they understand where he is in his development. I do think that's a little bit of how he ended up falling as well, too, as you know, like he's still got to add muscle. And they did this before. They've done this. They've done it with Giannis. Giannis was a rangy, small, long-limbed kid before he became who he is right now. So they know what that plan looks like for a guy like Nate Ament. It's on him to go get the work. He's shown his toughness. He's played through some injuries and stuff like that. But I think Milwaukee's a good city for him because when you see Nate, he doesn't seem as outgoing as some of the other players may be. Like, Milwaukee's a good city for him. I don't think he'll be in a position where the NBA or the city that he's in, like a Miami or Houston or LA, will eat him up. And I think that pressure will allow him to get to a point like this is a grown man, most definitely, but he's young in his development. I think that's a good spot for him.
He joins Arizona point guard Braden Burries, who was also drafted by Milwaukee 10th overall. I think it's a tricky one for Nate, right? Because if he had known with a crystal ball before the draft that he was going to go 13 overall, do you think he would still be a Vol?
He's still a lottery pick.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but a lot of the discussion we were having for weeks was top 10, yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
You get beyond top 10, all of a sudden, maybe Tennessee has a little bit of an outside chance to keep it.
No doubt. I'm trying to look up the salary right now as it stands. He's 13th pick.
Yeah.
He's getting $4.298 million this year.
It's not all about this year, but I do think that at the very least, he would have had that as a Vol.
Yeah.
For this upcoming season.
Yeah, or close to it.
Again, and the money part of it, it's just one thing. I mean, I have a hard time playing the hindsight game when you're talking about a family and a kid's personal decision. Like, if it was just most important for him to not go to class anymore and be a pro athlete and just go ahead and hit the ground running, great.
I think
that's your call.
Yeah.
That's your decision. What I'm curious in is just based off the intel that we had at the time.
Yeah.
Of, hey, if it's outside the top 10, Tennessee's got a chance to keep him. He does end up going outside the top 10 last night. I'd be curious to know with truth serum, and Nate Ament's going to say all the right things, but I'd be curious to know really in his heart of hearts how he and his family feel about the way things really went down last night. And to be fair to him and to the situation as well, there was a run of contending teams that had a couple of picks at 11 and 12, and Golden State at 11. At the sunset of Steph Curry's career, that is a team that understandably needs a more pro-ready, right now, older prospect. They get Yaxel Lindenborg. Makes a ton of sense.
Yep.
The next pick was Oklahoma City, who might be the most talented, just pure roster in the sport right now.
Yep.
They go get a Damara from Michigan. Again, an older, more pro-ready. That is a specific kind of rim-protecting role player that – they talked about it a lot on the broadcast last night. That's a difficult position to find right now because those guys are being asked to defend more on the perimeter than they ever have been before.
And they went with size. And who did they get knocked out by? They got knocked out by Wemby. So this is a direct fight battle against Wemby.
100%.
Yes.
Like, so I think you have to take the full context within this thing of, all right, well, why did Nate Ament not go in the top 10? I think that's a big part of this, and why at least he wasn't top 12 is because 11 and 12 are teams that needed more pro-ready players. We said yesterday the best thing for Nate Ament is going to be going to a location that allows him to grow and gives him time to develop and doesn't force him into having to be ready right away to carry the mantle.
Yep.
Him and Braden Burries are going to go to Milwaukee, and they're going to get on-the-job training, and they're going to get experience. And I'm not going to pretend to know a ton about the haul that Miami gave them for Giannis. I could tell you about Tyler Hero, but that's about it. But based on everything I've read and heard, Ramon, like, they're not going to be world beaters right away.
No, not right away.
They're going to take their lumps. They're going to figure things out. They're going to learn some lessons, and he's going to be given time to grow, and I think that's great for Nate.
It's exactly what he needs, though, starting his career off like this, too. And you mentioned the other part as well. When you look at it, yes, Golden State needs somebody ready right now. Draymond's getting older. Yaxel fills that role for them. He's a little bit of a bully, fills the exact same role with them as well. And the center that ended up going to OKC. You know where? And you were Nostradamus yesterday. You know why?
Why's that?
You said our slander on Dusty May starts now.
What?
We need him to
I
fail.
said that?
Yeah. Yeah, well, a little bit. Yeah,
I see what you mean.
Dusty May. You know why? He took his player at that selection.
Morez Johnson, 9th overall.
And stretch forward, same as Nate. Not saying that Nate would have been picked over him if it wasn't for Dusty May.
A bit more of a defensive player, Morez Johnson, than Nate.
I'm tongue-in-cheek with this a little bit, though, but when you look at Dusty May with where he is and the player that he selected, that's the same spot as – and I think some of the broadcasts last night, listened to them during the draft, were a little shocked by him taking him as well. I mean,
Dusty
he's worthy.
May taking Morez Johnson.
Yeah, Dusty May taking Morez Johnson. There was a little bit of a shock. It's like, oh, didn't expect him here. But, of course, he went with his player, went with who he's comfortable with, and Nate got pushed back. And then when Atlanta also needed a point guard and not a stretch four, it pushed him back a little bit more. And the need came to, and I figured at that point it would go to Milwaukee.
615-737-1045. You can come watch Kirby play pool as we also host a radio show. Kirby's got a pinball machine going. He's got pool going. If you hear just a in the background, that's Kirby scratching with the cue ball going in the pocket somewhere. So pay him no mind. We are here at Hattie B's at East Asheville, 1206 Gallatin Avenue. You can come by and hang out with us until 3 o'clock here on The Zone. Buck Rising Show minus Buck. And Blaine and Zach will be here as well. You can fuel up for your soccer watch parties with some Hattie B's flock packs, tenders, full wings, or both, the sides, everything terrific always when you get Hattie B's. Coming up next, former Titans GM Rand Carthon gave some very strong thoughts about Brendan Sorsby yesterday that you'll hear after this.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Good people. Nobody likes dealing with that type of stuff, especially this time of the year where you're trying to have people over to your house or have the house cooled, or you're trying to make sure that the electrical issues that you have aren't major issues. Well, I'm here to tell you this is where Hiller can help you because they are just one of the best companies doing it. With Hiller, you know exactly what it's going to cost you, and they're not going to sell you anything that you do not need. When you reach out to them, they're experts. They solve your problems quickly. And as I told you, the price you chose is the price that you'll actually pay with zero hidden fees or surprises on your bill at all. You don't stay in business for over 35 years if you don't do good business person to person, household to household. They are family owned and operated, so they take pride in everything that they do. Their techs, who are the folks that come to your house, they're very professional, experienced, and they're trustworthy. And they're all background and drug screen as well. When they are on their way, you'll receive a photo of the tech that's showing up to your house and a link to track them in real time so you're not sitting around wasting your time. They believe in this. Happy you'll be, or the service is free. That's 100% satisfaction every single time. If you're not satisfied with the work that they do, they'll simply hand you your money back or try to fix it as best they can. To learn more about Hiller, head over to happyhiller.com.
7:03. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The Brendan Sorsby saga took its next step yesterday as it was reported by multiple sources that the NFL is declining to hold a supplemental draft this summer. That currently leaves the 2027 draft as the only way for quarterback Brendan Sorsby to enter the NFL. Yesterday, the NFL's Management Council, in a letter to Sorsby, said, quote, participation in the NFL is a privilege that carries with it significant responsibilities, including accountability. By all accounts, you're a talented player with the potential for future success. Other NFL news yesterday, the Falcons and star tight end Kyle Pitts agreed to a 3-year, $54 million contract, including $36 million guaranteed, making the largest 3-year contract in NFL history for a tight end. Pitts no longer will play on the franchise tag in 2026. The NBA draft last night, the BYU guard A.J. Dubbanza went number 1 overall to the Washington Wizards. The Memphis Grizzlies selected Duke forward Cameron Boozer 3rd overall. And then the Milwaukee Bucks, after a trade with the Heat, selected Tennessee forward Nate Ament 13th overall. For all of your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into our number 2 live from Hattie B's in East Nashville. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling. Justin Hawkins back at our 104.5 The Zone studios. 615-737-1045 is our number. 1206 Gallatin Avenue, East Nashville. You've got a brand new Hattie B's, and this place is awesome. We are in the back behind the restaurant. This back area is a great spot to grab a drink, grab a spot at one of these long tables, bring a group, watch a soccer game, watch a football game this upcoming fall, enjoy Nashville, Tennessee. Enjoy East Nashville, which Ramon Foster is learning he needs to give his business more.
I do. I need to venture over to. I go to another establishment that's closer to the city in East Nashville. Would not mention them because out of respect to Hattie B's over here. But this, where are we off? What's
It's 1206 Gallatin Avenue.
Gallatin Ave. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice up and through. I didn't know the development is what it is over here. Like, it's pretty cool over here, man.
Out east,
as
we like to say.
Where we are, man.
You can fuel up your soccer watch parties with Hattie B's flock packs. Pick tenders or full wings or both. Choose your favorite sides: collard greens, mac and cheese, cheddar grits, and more. Order online at HattieB.com or on the Hattie B's app. That's where Hattie B's also takes you to the next level. Their sides. Mm-hmm. Elite. Yes. Not just the chicken, not just the white bread, not just the pickles, the ranch, all of it. Everything terrific at Hattie B's. Big fan, always have been.
No doubt about it. If you got good baked beans, too, that says a lot about you, and I appreciate some good baked beans from time.
Absolutely.
You know what? And the other part, too, I'm a coleslaw person. I know I tick people off with that because I didn't realize there was a hatred for coleslaw. I love a good coleslaw.
Okay.
And Hattie B's got a good one.
Okay. Yeah. I am a 3 tenders, 2 medium, 1 hot with fries and pimento mac kind of guy when I'm at Hattie B's.
Okay, I got you.
I like to change up the heats a little bit. I like to challenge myself with one of them and then be comfortable for the other 2.
You're a bold human being, okay?
I don't think that's that bold, though. 2 medium, 1 hot. I think that's about standard.
We talked about this before we came on here. Like, people eat hot peppers. Like,
some people can do it and be fine.
Be normal. The shut the cluck up, the idea of that, like, I got sick off of capsaicin, like real hot food before. And when you've been scarred and burned like that, literally, I don't think you like to, go down that lane much further. So if you sneak in one of those hot ones, Will, me and you going to have a tango out in the parking lot is all I'm saying.
We don't, because I would lose that. No, so I don't want to do that.
You might be quick enough. That's the thing.
I'm not going to. I just won't sneak you any hot chicken. I'm not good at running either. I'm not an athlete.
No.
I'm a below average golfer, and that's about it. That's about all I got.
How's your swing been? Did you do any golfing in St. Lucia?
No.
Okay.
No. There is one of the nicest courses in the world is in St. Lucia, and Obviously, I don't have the kind of pull to get on there, nor would I. No, I don't deserve to play Cabot St. Lucia. That is not a place that needs to see my. I do think that tee times are close to about $1,000 for 18.
What?
First and foremost. Oh yeah, no.
What comes with that?
18 holes at one of the best golf courses in the world, and a nice warm-up area and food and drink. I mean, you got to buy the food and drink, but
Yeah.
I mean, you are like shooting shots over cliffs, like volcanic rock at Cabot St. It's incredible. But no, I was chilling, drinking a lot of BBCs, which I was talking to you about this. You had never heard of a BBC before.
I
had never heard of this either. So a BBC is a banana Bailey's coconut.
Okay.
And it is a
All
blended,
right.
it is a, nope, we're just going to keep going. It is a blended, I'm going to get this cocktail out, and you're going to understand. Nope, I'm going to get this cocktail out, and I'm going to explain what it is because it's amazing. It is a blended banana with some Bailey's Irish cream,
Like this.
coconut, and then you put a little bit of rum in it.
Yep.
Terrific.
This sounds amazing. Sounds amazing. I'm sure
Absolutely
the tourists
terrific.
love it. I know the
Not the
tourists
British
love
Broadcasting Channel. It is a banana Bailey's coconut.
it. Yep.
Very good.
That's exactly what I
That's exactly
thought.
what it means.
That's what it means.
And I know you're thinking of BBC.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
You're
I was
thinking of
thinking of the
broadcasting.
broadcast because
Yeah.
I've gone to
That's what I'm
London
saying.
before.
You're thinking
Yeah,
of broadcasting.
I've gone to London before, and you know they play some stuff during the daytime that we don't play in the daytime over here, and I was very much pleased by that. Okay, so yeah, the BBC network is what we were talking about this morning.
What do they play in the daytime that we
Which
don't
is
play?
great. Listen,
On BBC?
Yeah.
What are they playing?
just playing some risky stuff. It's all. You just flip the channel. It's like, whoa, didn't expect that at 4:00 in the afternoon. Like, they're a little bit more lenient on TV.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. I've gone over there 3 times now.
See, if you're going to crack the door on talking about something like that, you know I'm going to open it and walk through it.
You best believe the BBC will be right behind you, okay? If you're watching. BBC, especially if you're going to tell them about the cocktail. Listen, I'm here for it, Will.
It's really good. There's no like that's just the name of a very popular drink that I've learned to love over the last week.
And it's awesome. I can't wait to go back to St. Lucia and have it.
Brandon Sorsby is not going to play NFL football this year. He's going to have to wait until 2027. The NFL supplemental draft will not happen. And Rand Carthon, CBS Sports HQ, former Tennessee Titans general manager, had a strong take about this yesterday.
Can I just say something real quick? And Ryan and I, we talked about this, and I'm sorry. But, and I get from a legality standpoint, you know, and as an attorney, you have to do what you have to do. Mm-hmm. But for the people that are around Brendan Sorsby right now, y'all have done enough talking. Mm-hmm. Right? Let's just move forward. Let's figure out a way to move forward. This young man has been through a lot from the time he was found in violation of breaking the law or the rules or whatever the case may be in terms of gambling, to Texas Tech coming out making a ton of statements, to the agent coming out making a ton of statements, to now the attorney coming out. And listen, the best thing for this kid and through the eyes of NFL front offices is to take your punishment and move forward. Mm-hmm. That's the only way through for this kid and for allow him to just push forward in his life. At this point, too many other, let's call them adults, are making too many statements on this kid's behalf that are only going to hurt him down the road. Can I just say something real?
You already said it, Rand. I totally agree. No notes.
No notes.
He's exactly right. I think NFL teams, Ramon, will be watching closely on how Brendan Sorsby handles himself in the aftermath of not playing football in 2026, not just on the field, but off it as well. Because if you're going to come in as a backup quarterback, as a day 3 draft pick, the number one thing you've got to do is get out of the starting quarterback's way. Because Brendan Sorsby is not a good enough prospect to step into an NFL locker room as the starter next year. What do we say all the time? If you are going to live through as an athlete, something like this, your talent better outweigh your baggage.
Bro.
Brendan Sorsby is talented, but he's got way more baggage than he does positivity and talent in his corner, and a lot of that is out of his control based on the people representing him who are doing the talking for him right now.
this ain't a Terrell Pryor, Josh Gordon situation. Those dudes had a lot of talent that allowed them back into the league. Calvin Ridley, if we're going to go local right here, has a lot of talent that outweighed whatever his baggage was too. And Rand is 100% correct. I feel like I mentioned this in the 6 o'clock. It's just like there's a lot of talking from Brendan Sorsby's camp. And at some point, you just have to be quiet because the more that wheel squeaks, the more people look at you. And the more that wheel squeaks, the more I have to say to yourself, we got to get rid of this. That's the way it is right now. I got a mechanism in my house, man, that's making the noise every time it turns. And I tell kids, like, I need a new one of these. Like we got to get a new one of these in the house right here. It's a watch winder.
How does this have to do with Brendan Sorsby?
Because if it squeaks – and it's got to go. And right now, Brendan Sorsby is in his camp talking way too much. And he's just got to go disappear.
I don't even know what a watch winder is. You could put one on this table and I would have no clue what it is. No clue what that is.
You can. I'll explain it to you after you on break or whatever. But what my point is this. The more and more he agitates people with this pressing push to get into the league, and the more it makes it seem like he's an entitled little brat, and his camp is as well, whether it is him or whether it's the folks around him. And right now, the way I kind of see it, his agent is probably trying to figure out how he can still maximize his earnings. We said earlier, I think Texas Tech pretty much gave him his advance, and they're not going to ask for it back because it's more attention on them. Like Cody Campbell situation. Like Cody Campbell, to me, has gotten too loud. The big donor
there's no question.
From Texas Tech. Like, is he – at first I thought it was cool. Like, man, this guy's got more money than anybody on earth right now. Like, yeah. But now it's just getting to a point with Cody Campbell and Texas Tech Collective. It's like, bro, y'all – we all are dirty.
Right. We don't need to hear from Cody Campbell anytime something happens in college sports. It's getting really old really quickly.
We're all dirty in this. But, Cody, you're making us look like worse than what we are
well, and anytime we hear from Ted Cruz about college sports stuff, we're essentially also just hearing from Cody Campbell because that's his mouthpiece in Congress right
exactly.
now. Like, they wrote a college sports bill that basically Cody Campbell could have just written himself.
No doubt. And the other part of it, too, Will, I do think Sorsby gets into the league. But he's going to serve this year, which he's already serving without him serving it. And I still think he goes into the league with like a 6 to 8 game suspension.
So, I mean, isn't this just kind of his suspension, though?
This ain't from the league. This is from college.
This is from the league.
Well, they chose – no. They chose just not to have a supplemental draft.
Right, which I think in turn is a 1-year suspension because they could have just let him go and then given him a – said, hey, you're going to enter with a 2-game suspension or a 4-game suspension or something like that.
I personally, just from my stand, I think they personally still attack on something to it since he would be an official NFL employee at that point in time. Same way.
I mean, Calvin Ridley got a year.
But Calvin Calvin lost millions.
Well, so was Brendan Sorsby.
But he's not my point is he's not an employee of the NFL essentially. Calvin lost those NFL dollars. Sorsby's losing nothing because he got $3 million plus to walk away from the game.
I get it.
When he becomes an employee, I think the NFL says, "Ha, now we got you."
Yeah, I just feel like they're already suspending him without really officially suspending him.
Yeah, it's an unofficial one for sure. But when he becomes an employee, I just don't think the league is going to allow anybody to think they can walk in and say, "I got my little bookie on the side." And I'll do my thing.
Well, they're not by doing this.
Yeah.
Because technically he hasn't broken an NFL rule as an NFL employee either. So then if you're a member of the NFLPA in 2027, that's when I can see the NFLPA stepping in and saying, now, wait a minute. He already did his time.
Yeah.
Don't double jeopardy him in this situation.
But at that point, too, the league, the same way they did with Terrell, I think, here's the thing. The PA knows this. This, I think, all will fall under the umbrella of this new collective bargaining agreement of how much power the NFL has versus the NFLPA. And the way I kind of see this, even as a former union guy, I think the NFL is just grabbing more and more power. And I don't even know if the PA is going to be able to push up against this.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real.
They've been grabbing a lot more power for the last
I'm very pro-player.
5 years.
I think you hear it in the way I talk about what players get and stuff like that.
For sure.
But on this one right here, I think PA probably going to get rolled a little bit.
615-737-1045 live for the brand new East Nashville Hattie B's here at 1206 Gallatin Avenue. They're getting started and ramped up at 10:45 today. Come grab some lunch, hang out with Lucas and Bert, with Blaine and Zach, because we will be here until 3 o'clock here on the Zone. First 100 folks here get a nice Hattie B's swag bag as well today, which will be very nice. When we come back, we are grading Titans players' off seasons as Hattie B's chicken heat, as only we can in Nashville. Coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for Medical House Calls. Good people, this is healthcare designed for your life, and I absolutely mean that as well, because they're trying to bring back the concierge to medicine, and they have brought it back. We're available to you 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., so you can have an appointment right now if you chose to, because same-day appointments are available or next-day guarantee. Here's the thing. If you have something going on and you're afraid to go to the doctor, well, have the doctor come to you for a flat fee. You can get an evaluation, full exam, treatment plan, and prescriptions if you need it. And this is a service if you just don't like going into the urgent care or to the ER, or just you rather be at the conference or your home, or your schedule doesn't allow you to be out of the house the way you need to because you got to go pick up the kids and then you got to go to the doctor with them. Medical House Calls makes all of that easy for you. And it's not just, the evaluation side of it. If you need mobile IV, they're there for that too. If you're feeling fatigue, you got a persistent illness going on, there is an IV therapy for you as well. And not just that, the medical weight loss is a part of this if you choose to have that consultation from Medical House Calls. The website is medicalhousecalls.com. You can call or text them to set up your appointment at 615-838-2375.
What's going on? It's Will Bowling for my friends at Lee Company. Hey, do you have a plumbing issue at home? Maybe it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a water heater that's gone cold. Maybe I've just reminded you of that thing that's been on your to-do list right up there on the fridge that you've just been putting off. Well, no matter what it is, the plumbing professionals at Lee Company have your back. Available 24/7 year-round, Lee Company's licensed technicians can save you time, money, and all the stresses that come with an ill-timed plumbing issue. You can contact their award-winning team at leecompany.com. That's leecompany.com for professional plumbing service from the business that has over 80 years of experience serving Middle Tennessee. They've been trusted since 1944, available 24/7 with 16 community locations in Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, and Georgia. Check them out online at leecompany.com. That's Lee Company, all you need.
Turn the radio on.
Ramon Will broadcasting live from Hattie B's in East Nashville this morning. 615-737-1045. Grand opening of a brand new, shiny Hattie B's. We've got some turf fields to our left. We've got a pool table to our right. You can hear the ambient sound of Kirby Allen Kirby breaking in the new pool table here. We've got, what is this, Lethal Weapon pinball to our right.
Shout out to the 80s.
Did I hear a Pac-Man machine on earlier as well?
Yes, you did.
Yep, we've got that going on behind us. What would these turf fields be used for? Is this bocce ball? Cornhole?
Cornhole or bocce ball, most definitely.
Okay.
And there are benches out here that you can sit on with umbrellas as well.
A world of opportunities,
Yes,
let's say.
It is.
Of these little turf fields. There is a 100% chance that I will be in this exact establishment watching the World Cup at some point over the next couple of weeks.
And here's the thing.
Maybe tonight. Who's to say?
Some big
Might
old
come back.
screens in here. No, you should. I mean, absolutely. Like, the vibes are good. Of course, they got the string lighting outside, too. And most important part that we already asked about in our YouTube chat, do they have free parking? And the answer is
Yes, they do.
yes, they do.
There is a big parking lot.
Private
right
parking lot for Hattie B's.
That is a
over here.
great follow-up question. As I get closer to 30, that is a follow-up question I'm asking a lot. Where can I park? And if the answer is not next door or, if you paid, and for that reason, I'm out, like Shark Tank.
I wish we can get rid of one facet of sports events, garage parking. Brother, it is the worst.
I don't know, though.
It's necessary.
If you give me like a garage connected to an establishment, though, I'm all right with that. It's when you're like, there'll be street parking somewhere, and it's the middle of the afternoon on like a Friday. Brother, I ain't finding street parking. I'll just Uber. Thanks.
G10
Appreciate
and Knoxville, though. Like that is heck to get.
Now that's a different story though.
Like
because
that's what I'm
parking in a garage for a sporting event,
bro.
I refuse to park in a large garage for a sporting event. I would rather walk a half mile to a mile.
Yep.
Versus sit in traffic for the time that I could just be walking to my car to just get straight out.
The bumper to bumper to get out.
Terrible.
The zipper.
Terrible.
The zipper method.
I was talking more about
work.
like going somewhere to eat, or like meet friends to like watch a game.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Like,
yeah, right.
I just want.
I'm cool with the garage then.
That part of it, I'm cool with it because it's usually more subtle. But
give me a guaranteed
events,
spot to go to. Right.
I listen. I've paid. I'll pay extra to park in somebody's valet than to go inside of a parking garage.
Better yet,
man.
I'll just spend more time driving further away from the venue and pay the same or even less, and I'll just walk a little bit more.
Or around Giota's where
Get
you can park
steps
on
in.
people's yards. Like I'll pay the $20 to park on somebody's yard.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Sure.
They can take those parking garages somewhere else. Now, if I own one, it's a different story.
I feel like we really are just interrupting Kirby from just like having a fun day.
He's having a blast right now, ain't he? He's got 2 games of pool.
Don't let our radio show get in the way of you just having a field day out here at Hattie B. There's a new ambient sound to attract our attention of just the ping, 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 ping of the pinball that is going on in here. And I'm here for it. I'm not mad about any of it. I'd be doing the same thing.
He is, but the thing, Curb's been here some like 4:15 in the morning. So
that's why I'm not mad about it.
It's his first break of the day.
That's why I'm not mad about it.
He is getting it right now.
Absolutely right.
He is absolutely getting it. Got his news on, got sports on, and he's already set us up for the show. What more can Curb do this morning except for play video games?
Well, come by and hang out with the Lucas Panzica and Robert Walsh show today from 10 to 1. They open the doors here at 10:45, and Blaine and Zach will be here as well before karaoke night at Green Light tonight for 3HL. So lots going on today for the Zone. But we are going to do a very Nashville thing, Ramon.
Let's do it.
Because we are at Hattie B's. We are going to have some Nashville hot chicken as they fire up the fryers and the kitchen later, and I'm so literally there's something about just leaving Nashville for a period of time. I was craving hot chicken late last week while I was out of town on the honeymoon, and I was so glad when I came back and checked thousands of emails that I'd missed over the week to find out that we were going to be here today, because then I can quench that craving today with some hot tenders. So we are going to rank Titans players on hot chicken heat on how hot or not players have been this offseason. And this was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be last night, to be quite honest with you, because my Southern and my shut the cluck up heats were really easy to pick. So basically, if you've not been to Hattie B's, first of all, shame on you. Secondly, you have the following heats to choose from. You have Southern, which is no heat. That is plain, crispy fried chicken with absolutely no spice coating. You have mild, heat profile, a touch of heat. That is a tiny kick, highly manageable for sensitive palates. It's probably where you would live, right? You like a little bit of mild.
I'd be in between.
You like to feel the seasoning, but you don't want to be hurt by the seasoning.
Like your food shouldn't be painful. That's the way I look at it.
Sure. You have medium. That's fanning the flames. That is the most popular option. It is my personal favorite.
That's like me going in the ocean right there. I'm going to dip my toe in. Like, I know it's dangerous. I'll dip my toe in and get back out.
I think mild is actually dipping your toe in.
Really?
Yeah, this is like going waist high and you're holding a beer in your hand and you're just kind of floating.
Yeah.
Your head's not gone under, your hair is dry, you could have a hat and sunglasses on. But you are definitely in the water.
I'll visit
medium.
I'll visit medium though. I will from time to time.
Hot is the next step up. That is feel the heat. A heavy burn that will linger on your lips and require a cold drink. At that point, your head's gone totally under the water. You're just swimming. You've not gone out past the buoys yet, but you are swimming. You can see the wildlife around you. Hot.
Nah.
You are really heating up. You are not comfortably speaking through that for most people because you're having to take some sips of some cold beverages and you're trying to manage everything.
Pass.
Then there is damn hot, which is the heat profile is on the edge, seriously spicy, prepared with extra heat for native hot chicken lovers. I went through a phase of my life where I was always ordering damn hot. I'm no longer in that phase of my life. I like to be a bit more comfortable in eating now, but it is very flavorful. It's very good. That's what I love about Hattie B's too, and just Nashville hot chicken in general.
Yeah.
You're not just getting heat. You're getting flavor with the heat, which is a good thing.
You know what I appreciate? They give these descriptions too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then there's Shut the Cluck Up, which is burn notice, is the heat profile. A brutal mix of cayenne, habanero, and ghost peppers that is 3 times hotter than damn hot. I've never done that before. Lucas has. I think Bert has too.
I think they both have.
Yep.
On air.
So, we have different Titans players in each of these categories of heat. Now, I should give the disclaimer on the front end that there is no shame in getting Southern chicken or mild chicken because whatever you get here is going to be good.
Yeah.
We are speaking in terms of heat and how hot or not these players' off seasons have been on the practice field or on the football field over the last couple of months. When you come here, heat or no heat, it's all good.
Yep.
So we are grading this a little bit differently. Heat to no heat, maybe not as good of off seasons, maybe good off seasons. There's my disclaimer that we are not throwing any shade at Hattie B's heat, or we're not throwing any shade at anyone who orders the more mild stuff.
No doubt.
Simply using this as an illustration because it's June 24th, and this is the way that we get to talk about sports this time of year.
Absolutely.
So, Southern Heat, a player, Ramon, who has had no heat, no spice, has not raised their stock this offseason would be whom?
Yeah, I think your selection is good on this. I was going to go with veteran because he hadn't been around, but that guy's already medium and above. But you're right. I think it's Femi.
Femi Oladejo.
That makes the most sense.
Dealing with an injury. Not time to maybe sound the alarm bells yet. I mean, is it? Are you worried about Femi right now?
I'm not worried because rehab usually takes time. And watching Coach Sala kind of deal with this right now, the soft tissue injuries he's not going to play around with. So if Femi needs more time with the lower body thing, then he's going to take that time. So I can't blame him, but he is. He's Southern right now. That's cool.
At what point would you become worried about Femi Oladejo if he has a prolonged absence into training camp?
I think we got to look at the start of training camp. How long has this injury happened? Midway through last year? A little bit more than midway through?
We don't really have details, though, on what this injury is.
That's true. I would say I would consider him being ready by the first day of training camp. If he's not, I'm side-eyeing it just a little bit unless we get more information on how severe the injury was because I didn't know it was that severe, and he's young. had a long recovery
and
time.
we don't know what it is.
And like my things, I don't know if it was an Achilles, ACL, MCL.
Don't know if it's something from what he had last year. We just there's a lot we don't know.
Yeah.
Yep, a lot we don't know. So that's Femi. Southern. Anyone else you feel like has just no heat? Nothing they've really done to help themselves.
No, because everybody's kind of contributed. Like I said, the veteran I was going to put in this conversation was John Franklin Myers, but like he's a medium already. Like he just hasn't been around.
He's proven himself. Yeah. We know who John Franklin Myers is.
He elected to not show up, and I think that's okay with him though too. Ooh, I'll wait on this one. We'll review it in the next segment.
What do you mean?
Well,
you think it's somebody else for Southern?
JC Latham.
JC, okay.
JC
Latham. That's the other guy I thought about.
JC Latham. Never mind, I'm not going to hold it. JC Latham.
The only reason I didn't say JC Latham was no heat is because offensive line, defensive line stuff just doesn't matter as much right now maybe as skill players because you don't have pads on.
You want to know why I kind of put him in the Southern side of it, though, too? As a young guy going into year 3, I wouldn't have elected to miss any OTA. And he missed, I think Jimmy Wyatt had him down for 2 because of him getting his real estate, which was reported, I think, on his profile. That's one of the ones, as a young guy, the first 5 to 6 years, no days off, unless there's a death in the family or a birth. Those are the 2 exceptions I'd make in that type of situation right there. That's just a me thing, Will. And if the coaches excuse it, it is voluntary. He has the right, but I put him in Southern right now.
Okay. Mild, a touch of heat. I've got Jermaine Johnson. A little kick, manageable for sensitive palates. I only say Jermaine Johnson because we didn't see a ton of him, but what we did see of him I liked.
Yeah.
And again, without pads on, there's only so much we can really learn about edge rushers and defensive linemen and front seven and pass rush specialists. But I liked what I saw in a small sample size of Jermaine Johnson, who, again, veteran player, has been in this system, knows what Robert Saleh is going to expect of him, didn't need to totally explode early on in OTAs and in the offseason program. But what I saw, I liked. So a little kick from Jermaine Johnson.
Him, most definitely. When I got an opportunity to watch him do work, yes, Will, you're 100% correct. He just teases.
He flashes.
You check to see if the grease is hot, and you put a little flour in there. That's right. What he was. You saw it bubbling. Him and Jacob Martin. Jacob Martin is mild to me as well. Both of those two guys, yeah.
I like
just sprinkle a little flour in there, see if the grease is hot. Yeah, that's them.
Medium heat, I think, is where you throw Cam Ward in. Yeah. Most popular option, obviously Cam, most popular player at this point. Noticeable heat and flavor. Could it be hotter? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Could it have been more mild? Yeah. You see the vision.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I keep thinking of when I think back to watching Cam Ward practice. There are moments of brilliance. There are moments of missing. There's moments where he could be hotter and could be better. Medium, the right way to describe Cam Ward's offseason so far?
It is, because the way it's described in the description, it is the most popular option.
Yep.
Let's just go there. It hits the sweet spot of noticeable heat and the flavor. We're talking about completion percentages this time of the year, when a position where Cam leaves off and leaves you satisfied. And minicamp like, oh, yeah, he's fine. There's no big deal.
He's doing fine.
He's doing fine. I would have also contributed to this, if you don't mind. Your selection of Cam is perfect.
Yep.
Wan'Dale Robinson's in that conversation, too, I think.
That's fair.
Is that all right?
I think the way he finished was more damn hot. The way he started things and maybe not being totally on the same page with Cam at practice would have been more like mild.
For sure.
So, yeah, medium, I'd say, is about right for Wan'Dale Robinson.
Yeah.
Pretty much on par what we expected.
But Cam is the first selection on that one, though.
I think so, too. Hot, feel the heat profile, heavy burn that will linger on your lips and require a cold drink. Again, we're comparing Titans players to Hattie B's hot chicken flavors. I'm going to go Tajay Spears. Tajay Spears is good at being this level on the practice field and looking like a guy that's ready to take another step.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the bill of health that he's had has not allowed him to piece games and reps and big plays together in order to sustain that over the course of an entire 17-game season. But But Ramon, he's just a player that flashes every time he gets an opportunity on the practice field.
No doubt about it. That's a perfect selection. I'm all in on what we've seen from Tajay in between the tackles, the ability for him to catch on the edge in this style of offense as well, too. Yeah, he's one of them ones, if you do take a bite, you're going to know you had him. I'm with you there.
Damn hot, I think, is Xavier Estrepo. I think Xavier Estrepo had a fantastic offseason program. Take it for what it's worth. Doesn't guarantee he's on the 53. I'm still skeptical, personally, that he does make the 53 as things currently sit. However, Ramon, I don't think he could have done much more to help himself so far.
This description of Hattie B gives is him. Like, you know,
seriously spicy. Extra heat for native hot chicken lovers.
And it's the native hot chicken lovers that get it because
that love Xavier Estrepo.
Yes, it is. It's perfect. It is perfect, Will. And here's the thing, too. You know it's kind of risky to like him because it might embarrass you.
You're like, oh, is this going to hurt me later in the afternoon? Is this going to...
You know.
All right, I'll try it.
Because
throw one of those tenders on there for me.
Give me one. I'll take one.
That's right.
And then you might survive it.
Restrepo.
And then you might also be curling up on the bed.
And then you're worried about how addicted you might get to the damn hot tenders. Like, dang it, I'm going to have to get this every time.
Exactly.
I'm going to have to get this every time.
Oh, give me a little bit on that
I got
one.
You. Yeah.
That was good.
Xavier said it didn't have the best offseason of everyone. I mean, but Jim Wyatt had him as having 5 more catches than the guy who had the next most catches at open OTAs and minicamp.
Because the natives want it.
That's right.
That's right.
And shut the cluck up is Carnell Tate.
Okay.
He is the player that impressed me the most. He is my story of the offseason so far for the Tennessee Titans that's positive, is how good Carnell Tate looked in a Tennessee Titans jersey. A mix of cayenne, habanero, and ghost peppers, 3 times hotter than damn hot. Carnell Tate's the number 1 receiver. I think he's shown really good early signs of being the right pick with the 4th overall selection. I think he's the hottest thing at camp in terms of his on-field play right now.
I got your mind on picking him is correct. My mind on what shut the cluck up is a different person though.
Okay, who you got?
Jeff. Because you know shut the cluck up is in the building, and you have to also sign a waiver. And you know
Jeffrey Simmons just signed a waiver to get $35 million a year.
And
fair
he
enough.
Fire hot, Will.
Fair enough.
So if you ask for shut the cluck up and you're not really sure, then you're going to look like that center from Houston and just pee down your leg. It's essentially what's going to happen.
Like
I'm going to leave shut the cluck up alone.
I like it.
You feel me?
This is well done. I'm proud of how we did this.
This was a dope assessment.
This was very good.
I'm glad you brought this.
This was very good.
We need to do this during the season.
Success. Yeah, we actually do. That's true.
Yeah, we need to do this.
This was that's the Dwight in the office. This was a successful meeting. This was a successful segment.
Yeah,
if I do say so myself. 615-737-1045 live from Hattie B's at East Asheville. If we just made you hungry for hot chicken, good. You can come by the brand new location, 1206 Gallatin Avenue. Open it up at 10:45 today. When we come back, Cristiano Ronaldo silenced the doubters yesterday. It's me. I'm the doubters. We'll talk a little World Cup coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for Low T, good people. I'm here to tell you this. If you're looking for TRT that's flexible enough for your lifestyle, head over to Low T Center, man. They are the #1 name in TRT, where you can choose testosterone shots. They have pills for you, many other options. You can also pay with your insurance or out of pocket and even have your treatment, if necessary, shipped to your door. And now Low T Center is offering new peptides, new treatments, and a lot more, man, where you can boost your energy, libido, and confidence for the results that you can feel. Synergex and Low T Center, man, they provide testosterone replacement therapy and hormone replacement therapy tailored to your body, your lifestyle, and most importantly, your budget. When your hormones, they are imbalanced, man, patients, they feel fatigued, they feel a low sex drive, mood changes, and body changes as well. Balancing your hormones, it means living a better, healthier life. And here's the kicker, too. Testosterone is not just for men. Testosterone is important for women as well. It can help boost your energy, your confidence, your sex drive, and a lot more other benefits. And no, it will not turn you into a man. Doses for women are very careful, so they can help you meet your own personal goals. And here's the thing, the test, it's easy. It takes about 20 minutes to get your results, and then you're right back out of the door. You can book your free testosterone test now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Ramon Will continues live from Hattie B's in East Nashville. We are just about 3 hours away from Hattie B's in East Nashville being opened to you. Zone will be here through 3 o'clock before 3HL karaoke tonight as well over at Greenlight Bar off 8th Avenue. Ron Slay at 3HL going to stop by here in 30 minutes. Are we getting an in-person visit from Slay, or is the power of the telephone bringing him to us?
I ain't sure.
Slay, let us know.
He in the chat right now. He might come in because I don't. Other than tonight, which I'm probably going to end up going by the karaoke as well.
I'll be there. I've committed.
I don't think I'm going to see him for like 2 weeks or more. So, yeah, he might come by and have his well wishes to his guy. I ain't sure yet, though.
This is your last day for a little bit.
For a little bit,
Take a little
man.
time off.
And honestly, I think it's my last break for the year. Like, I'll never say I'm like out here digging ditches or doing real work. But after the 4th of July, like, my ingestion into what the Titans are doing and being a professional about it. And I'm also coaching freshman football this year too, so it's like literally no days off. I'll be at Titans training camp, and then I'll be at the freshman football practices up until late October.
That's right.
Late October.
That's right.
So yeah, everybody got something
well-deserved.
going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's quickly go to Chuck in Clarksville, who wants to add to the Titans heat level conversation. What's up, Chuck?
Morning, Chuck.
Hey, Will and Moan. Good morning.
Good morning.
I got 2 entries. My mild entry is Calvin Ridley because mild is kind of like, I feel a little bit something there, but I wish it was just a little hotter. And then my medium selection is Marcus Harris. I think from listening to Robert Saleh and what I've seen so far, I think he should get that medium designation too. So I got Ridley at mild and Harris at medium.
Yeah, I can see
Okay.
that too. You bring
I
up
like
that DB. I would have appreciate
Chuck.
that, Chuck. Another one we could have thrown into that damn hot or at least medium Tony Adams.
I thought about that.
You did.
I thought about that.
Tony, him bringing up Marcus Harris made me think about that one. It's just like, ooh, yeah, the secondary got some parts.
Jets safety, who is now a Titans safety. Yeah, I think Tony Adams is going to play a big role this year.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes, indeed, man. That's going to be a unique situation. Watching how him contribute. You mentioned Marcus a few times too.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yesterday, Cristiano Ronaldo scores twice for Portugal in a 5-0 victory over Uzbekistan in Group K. He proved the doubters wrong, and I am doubters. He was so bad against DR Congo, I thought he legitimately made them worse.
Yeah.
He turned back the clock a little bit yesterday. Looked like himself. Fun game.
Yes.
Fun
yes,
game.
It was.
If you're Portuguese. And then England, once again, got a bad result in Massachusetts. Since 1776 now, they remain winless. They lost to the United States, and yesterday they drew Ghana, and it was bleak. They should have had a penalty. Probably should have had a red card as well.
Against or for them?
Against them.
Oh.
Like for Jude Bellingham on their team because he covered his mouth while saying something, which is a red card now.
Is it?
Yep. And it was also a red card for Miguel Almiron earlier in this tournament. So, interesting.
So what?
Anyway. We got 10 seconds, so we don't have time to get into
I can't
more
wait
of this.
to actually
But
on break there.
we'll talk more about it coming up. 615-737-1045. Brennan Sorsby denied. We'll talk more about it next.
It's Ramon Foster, and I'm with Aaron from United Structure Systems. Man, they came by today to check out my house. If there's anything, any issues, small or big, you're going to fill us in there.
We can take care of it no matter what kind of problems. So first off, we'll just kind of take a look through your house and see what kind of issues you got going. You know, cracks in the brick, cracks in the drywall, weird spots in the floor, doors sticking, windows not opening properly. Once we identify those areas, we're going to do a thorough inspection around the outside, make sure there's no issues going on with that. And then once we look over it, we'll talk about what's going on, and hopefully we ain't got no issues, and then we'll go from there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ms. Foster, so we have looked at the issues that you brought up. We had the drywall in the attic up here above your bonus or your garage. You had some doors sticking.
I did.
Going in your bathroom. So we've inspected all that. We don't see any major structural concerns. So you're going to be one of our lucky good news customers today. There is some minor deflection there. That's not an uncommon thing. As any house is built, it's its biggest and its strongest the day that it's born. Right, and from that point, it just gets older, just like us. We ain't hopping up out of bed, taking off down the hallway, running down the stairs. And
Not protecting quarterbacks anymore.
No.
Opening up late. We're done.
Your guard ain't there no more.
Okay,
So,
I got you.
So it just happens. It gets a little older and it starts to deflect. Now, there are some things we can do to kind of help adjust those doors, mainly adjusting in the door, which we don't necessarily do, and maybe doing some light shimming in the crawl space down there to address those sticking doors. But for now, no major issues there. We did talk about the grading in the back and some issues that we can take care of back there for you. But that's pretty much up in a nutshell. No big issues and you're good to go. So.
Awesome. So again, the way you deal with United Structural Systems is it's upfront, it's honest, and now I can sleep peacefully at night, okay?
This is a different court, Blair.
Same result, Slay.
Oh, okay, Blair. See, that's Tyler Tanner. See, Tyler Tanner's in the house now.
Let's see what you got. Jerry's out, Blair.
Blair, come on. Okay, Blair, just come sit down. Come on, Blair, stop. You're going to get hurt. Blair, get off the court. That's enough.
What's the verdict, Blair?
The courtroom is where I play ball.
Boy, Durham, injury law. And that ain't got no rule.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings, we pay all cash, we close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home the hassle-free way with the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
Second half of the show, hour 3 here already on Ramon and Will. 615-737-1045 is our number. He is Ramon Foster. I am Will Bowling. The whole crew present and accounted for from 1045 The Zone. Robert Walsh has just made his way into this beautiful back room area. It's its own building. It's more than a room, Ramon. It's a great spot we got here at Hattie B's in East Nashville, 1206 Gallatin Avenue. You might be hearing that and going, wait a minute, Hattie B's, they're not in East Nashville. Oh, but starting today, they are in East Nashville, and you are going to love this place. A big TV in front of us, a huge screen behind a full bar to our right, another screen behind us. There is an outdoor space for the kids, for you, for your teenagers, for whoever. There's a pool table, there's pinball, there's Pac-Man. They've got everything. They've got cold drinks and hot chicken, Ramon Foster.
And in the outdoor area, I think it's super important that you mention this because we're in Tennessee. They do have umbrellas for the seating, too. So you can stay cool underneath, man. And as we were just told by Gator Mike and told also by the owner of this spot as well, they will have a full bar.
Full bar here in the back. That's right.
By the way, this is going to pique Robert Walsh's interest as he's in here setting up his pool triangle right now.
Crocs are in sport mode.
Crocs in sport mode, so you know how serious he is. But I was shocked. They got 40-ounce beers in here.
Yeah.
You can buy a 40.
This is America, isn't it?
Any bar that sells a 40-ounce.
I'm looking at the champagne of beers right now in a 40.
It is.
40-ounce glass bottle.
You can buy a High Life in a 40-ounce. Like, that is so old. That's so old school to me, man, and I think it's cool as heck that you can buy a 40-ounce.
Fantastic.
A beer, chicken and beer. How much more American can you get?
How much more Nashville can you get?
Can you get the chicken and beer?
That's exactly right.
You hear me?
That's exactly right.
40?
3 tenders, fries, pimento mac, maybe a little bit of banana pudding there to cool you off a little bit as well. Fantastic stuff here at Hattie B's as always. We love Hattie B's.
Yes, we do.
Big fan. Big fan. 1206 Gallatin Avenue. First 100 folks through the door get a sweet little swag bag as well. You can fuel up your soccer watch parties with Hattie B's flock packs, with tenders, full wings, or both, with your sides, your collard greens, your mac, your cheddar grits, and more online at HattieB.com. The Hattie B's app as well. A great resource for you, too. So, Ramon Foster, Brendan Sorsby is not going to play NFL football this year. Another story that broke after we were done yesterday. And there's going to be no supplemental draft at all. Your surprise level seeing the story after yesterday was what?
0. It is absolutely the league, and I hate to keep saying it like this, but the league cannot allow it. You got a guy that's been secretly hedging bets on his own team, crossing state lines. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, when we're talking about betting across state lines like this, there are rules and geographical settings on your phone that stop you when you cross into Georgia or other places, South Carolina, that don't have online betting. He might need to lawyer up. There might be a federal case against him as well. Like, this might just be the first part of his bad luck, is he might have a case against him, considering how public this is, unless he know the right people in Texas that stop this from happening. But the NFL just can't allow this. You got a guy that's openly betting and clearly has an issue with it as well. The question that you have to ask is, how can they contain him if that is the case? Like, one thing to be in a substance abuse program in the NFL, they can test you for that. They can also see if there's visible, the marks on a spouse, if there's an issue going on in your house with something domestic. Like, we can track those types of things. I can't really track your online betting unless I go through your phone or go to DraftKings or FanDuel and say, hey, what is this account looking like? Does he have other ghost account? How can we figure this out? Nicholas Petit-Frere for the Tennessee Titans was found in one of those geographic modes betting around the team facility or on team business. They caught him and suspended him for 6 games, got reduced down to 4. Like, that's how serious they take this. So considering this is a guy who you said that was labeled by an NFL aggregator by being a 3rd-round pick, the juice just ain't worth the squeeze on this one.
Well, it was Ben Solak.
Ben Solak, sorry
at ESPN, who said that he would have had him as a 3rd-round grade this year. Taking a year off of football and then being a year older in your now mid-20s makes him probably a 5th or 6th round pick at best next year.
At this point.
I mean, The only thing that surprised me was just how stern the wording was from the statement by the NFL. And if you haven't read it, it's everywhere. Just totally eviscerating the guy for how late in the game he gave his request to be in the supplemental draft, for the lack of accountability that they believe that he has shown. They kind of didn't hold back the NFL yesterday.
They did not, and they couldn't, because his lawyer, I think, is very aggressive in trying to protect him. I feel as aggressive as his agent is, he's also the one that probably gave him that information, that bad information, allegedly. And this is he knew I think Brendan Sorsby, I think you were right in saying, like, you know what, given another year playing in 2026, he probably could bump himself up to a first-round quarterback. That's millions of dollars lost right now.
Right.
And if his agent was the one that gave him this information on, hey, fight this, we're better than this, and if Brendan Sorsby also didn't give his side all of that information about what he was doing, and now that you have NCAA fouling stuff, and they put their foot in their mouths with how the Big 12 took them to court and said, now you guys are under our umbrella and how we operate. Because of that, we're telling you he cannot play. Because here's the thing. Texas Tech voted against Baylor sanctions years ago. And now Texas Tech, you're telling us that we should allow you to play when you also have benefited from the rules and guidelines we've had as a conference. This came out last year. So now he has no home, has nowhere to go, but he's got money to walk away from. His agent's probably looking and saying, man, if this was $2 more million on the table, I've lost this guy. On top of his inability to earn even more so. And then the public side of it, too. Brendan Sorsby is the poster boy right now for what you should not do moving forward. When they go to those compliance meetings this August in college sports, his name, his face, his case is going to be all over this. But the NFL side of it is not allowable. And that's the other part, though, too, as far as the NFLPA side on it. Here's the part about it being performative, in my opinion. He's not a member of the NFL. He's not a paying dues member of the NFLPA. In my personal opinion, he has zero fight in this other than the public spectacle that it is to say, we're going to sue the NFL. Try it.
Right.
Whose money is it going to be?
You're just throwing your money into a pit.
He no longer has Texas Tech bankroll to fund this. And that's where it's at. I do think he was worth fighting for initially from Texas Tech. He was definitely worth fighting for. But it seems to me that they got all the information, and they were also told to face it when they voted against Baylor to be sanctioned years ago.
Yeah, it's his fight now. It's no one else's fight but his.
Sorry, sir.
And you don't have Cody Campbell money anymore at your disposal. I mean, you have some of it, but not the limitless part of it that maybe Texas Tech could use on your behalf if they were in charge.
Here's the other part. He's also still got to pay taxes on that money, too.
Oh, yeah. You always remind me of that, too. That's how – I mean, you lived it for 11 years of Uncle Sam takes a lot of that money you make playing football.
Now, I know Gator Mike probably listen to him. I'm not going to Joe Hayden this thing and say that $2 million ain't enough money or $50 million ain't enough money. But players are compensated, like, properly.
Yeah.
And the other side of that is Sam needs his cut.
That's true. So I'm curious on what's next for Brendan Sorsby. And to me, it feels like there's one pathway for him to play football in 2026.
What you got?
And that's in Canada.
Oh, okay.
I think the CFL is the really, legitimately only way. So apparently the fact that he has already got his degree makes the JUCO route not as practical, because Hunter Deckers is the other player who's been in this situation. After he was ruled ineligible at Iowa State, he had the option of going to a JUCO, and he led Iowa Western to the NJCAA national title game in 2024. So if Sorsby already has his degree, the junior college route then becomes unlikely. And two, I mean, he already has 31 college starts under his belt.
That's a lot.
There's not really much more he can do, I think, to help himself other than just playing and kind of staying fresh and staying loose. I think he can hurt himself more by helping himself going to JUCO, and I'm not sure academically the hoops he would have to jump through in order to make something like that happen. That being said, I'll give credit to Bert on this. We were talking about this yesterday while I was still at the station later the afternoon. If you ran back a last chance with Brendan Sorsby, like if I were him, that his camp, I'd be finding a way to try to get the money back and monetize this in a way that he wouldn't gamble away, and get him and some JUCO program to sign up to do Brendan Sorsby Last Chance U. Like, imagine Last Chance U, but you know the character at the beginning of the story, and you're just following them around. Like, tune in every week, like for a Hard Knock style documentary show at Independence Community College or EMCC or East LA, like all the other places they've gone. Could you? I would tune into every week of that.
I would too.
Every week of it.
If he was smart and he wasn't embarrassed by this, the camera should have been rolling. Like right now, in the age of content, he could have easily sold this to your point.
My gosh.
If it was rolling currently.
There's no question.
Like the walk into rehab.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
Right. Everything is content.
Now, the only question I looked it up too, it can't translate from one league to the next, but I am looking to see who probably owns these betting books too, to see if they'll also have multiple betting partnerships.
Sure, right. But I mean, it like from the CFL's perspective, it's in their best interest to let them play.
Yeah.
And get a lot more eyeballs on their league and on him, because wherever he goes, he's going to take attention with him.
And it works out good for him, too, because if I'm not mistaken, the Grey Cup is right around Thanksgiving out on our calendar. So he'll be able to end the season and still be able to train for the 27 draft if that's something that I'm sure he's got to be considering at this point to keep himself in football shape.
If you were in his camp, would you recommend he do that or just prepare for the draft and wait?
He should go play Canadian football. He should go play Canadian football.
That's what I would tell him, too.
The Grey Cup Championship, just for perspective, this year's Sunday, November 15, 2026.
Okay.
He's got
That's information
time.
I've never had before.
Well, if he's looking at his timeline.
I had no idea.
Yeah, like I always knew it was like late. Late November. This is perfect for his timeline. He can go get the tape. And here's what I will also say in Brendan Sorsby's defense. The NFL is a contradiction. You can be in trouble. You can have all kind of issues. But there's one component, Will, that they love, and that's talent. If he shows that he has the ability to play ball, somebody's going to take a shot on him. It's going to come with a lot of disclaimers stuff.
If your talent outweighs your baggage, someone will still take a chance on you.
Facts.
It may not be a chance to start right away, but, I mean, there are a lot of bad franchises who need a quarterback. And there are a lot of teams that I think, given the opportunity without this baggage, would have drafted him this year. And Cleveland could have made him their 9th quarterback of the roster.
Facts.
I mean, I say that halfway joking, but not that far from the truth. Like,
no.
Teams would have taken a chance on him.
Yep.
And if he goes and balls out as a Saskatchewan Rough Rider or an Argonaut or an Alouette, he's going to still get his opportunity in 27.
He will, man. I will say this, the sympathetic side of myself, I got a soft heart at times. I hate it for him. I do. Like, nobody wants to be this guy.
Yeah, I think a little bit of empathy is human and is fair, but he is a product of decisions that he has made.
Oh, for sure.
And decisions that he made over and over and over and over and over.
Yep.
Let's go to Dan in Lewisburg real quick. Wants to chime in on this. What's up, Dan?
Hey, good morning, guys. Enjoying the show. How y'all doing?
Thank you. We're good.
Man. Good morning.
Good. Hey, a little bit. Yesterday, I heard on one of the shows that it'd been a few years since there had been a supplemental draft. My question is, what justifies in having one? Is it like several people not drafted, maybe several unsigned people from the draft? I mean, overall, just what justifies having a supplemental draft? And I'll listen to y'all. Appreciate you.
Great question.
Gotcha. I have the process kind of pulled up real quick.
Okay.
When an event is held, it served as a mechanism for players who lost their college eligibility. Yes, it is a quiet, semi-blind bidding process conducted via email. Basically, teams have to have interest in the players that are submitting themselves to it. Terrell Pryor, the wide receiver, Josh Gordon. You look at these type of circumstances right here. Are you the type of player that they want? Do you have or hold some value? Yes. Submit it in. Okay, now the teams come back and say, where do you project this player to be drafted? At that point, they kind of get a horoscope as to where they are and the teams that have interest in them. The order, teams are categorized into 3 tiers. Teams with 6 or fewer wins in the previous season, non-playoff teams with 7 or more wins, and then playoff teams. So, thinking Brandon Sorsby can go to the Patriots? Probably not, okay? At that point, the selection goes to the highest bidder of the lowest winning teams at that point.
And you bid with draft picks.
You bid,
So
yes.
if somebody bid a second-round pick, you would lose next year's second-round pick, and you would get Brandon Sorsby.
Real quick, that's the other side of Sorsby. There are clearly no teams that feel he's worthy of giving up draft selections right now. So, yes, the league said no, but the teams have also probably emailed themselves or emailed the league and said, yeah, we'll pass on him.
You think so?
Yes. You have to have interest in this as well. You can't just – because there's players right now that are eligible to be drafted that's probably not in, like a portal kid that's jumped in the portal that's not signed on the team. You can try to submit it, but you have no value.
Sure.
And
Well,
teams
yeah,
have
right.
to – yeah.
So the reason this exists is for players who are ruled ineligible for the upcoming season for reasons like academic failure or disciplinary suspension, so that they don't have to sit out the entire year and can petition to the league and say, hey, I take accountability for the reason I'm ineligible. Here's why, and here's why I should be allowed to play in the NFL this upcoming season. They did not believe Brendan Sorsby met that burden of proof in order to prove why he should get a chance to play NFL football in 2026. There you go.
Yeah.
Ron Slay joins us. Coming up next, we'll talk NBA drafts with Slay. After this, live from Hattie B's at East Nashville, Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone. Buying or selling in Nashville real estate is a big challenge, and in this market, you need that local agent with years of experience and a proven track record. You need my good friend Bernie Gallerani of Bernie Gallerani Real Estate. What's going on? It's Will Bowling. Don't trust that national agent that doesn't know you, doesn't have a 615 area code, and doesn't care about your goals. You need to trust Bernie because he cares about all the little things involved in buying and selling in the Nashville real estate market. Bernie Gallerani understands there is no one-size-fits-all. They've got options that other agents simply don't or can't have. So head online to BernieGallerani.com and see which option is best for you. And if you need to buy and sell in the same time frame, in the same process, you can trust the peace of mind of Bernie Gallerani's 30-day guaranteed sale program. Bernie guarantees to sell your home in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it. Check him out online at BernieGallerani.com or call at 615-428-2644. That's 615-428-2644. Get the 30-day guarantee by heading online to BernieGallerani.com. Wednesday morning continues live from Hattie B's in East Nashville on Ramon and Will. This is Ron Slay's music.
It is.
Ron Slay, who I believe is on his way here to try to find us in just a moment. And you might be wondering, well, hang on, it's not a Friday. Why am I hearing Ron Slay's music? Well, first of all, the NBA draft was last night.
Yes, it was.
Perfect time to visit with Slay, catch up on everything that happened yesterday, make us all smarter. And secondly, this is your Friday because you were not with us the next couple days. So we wanted to get you and Slay together on air because you're not going to be on air until after July 4th. So
it's
Ron Slay.
Break, man. This was my window, and I ain't feel bad because vacation is our vacation. You always
That's exactly
vacation.
right.
But I didn't know when I was going to have any time. And both of my boys, or my oldest is out of town, and my youngest is on dead period right now. So this is my window right here before everything gets chaotic. So I'm taking this little time. Took me a while to figure it out, but here we are.
Ron Slay joins us first on the phone. What's up? How we doing?
Savage?
What up, though? What's up? What up? What up? What up? What's happening, man? What's happening?
You on your way to us?
I'm headed out east right now.
Okay, out east. There you go. See? Why do we call it that? Because I said that earlier. Ramon was like, "Oh, you Nashville natives always say out east," and I was like, "Yeah, of course." When did you first hear out east, or has it just always been out east?
Nah, that's what it always is. Where you live at? Out east. Where you live at? Out west.
That's what I'm saying.
South. Like, where you going to? Out north. You asked me the direction where I'm headed. I don't want to say. I'm going to East Nashville. Like, feel me? You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be checking my car then. And that ain't Slay. You know what I mean? So, now, you know the real Nashvillians, man. We were just talking about this the other day, man. Like, you know the people. You can kind of know, you know by the lingo. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where people are from, how long they been here, you know what I mean? If they implants or what. So, I'm a real deal Nashvillian, you know, so. The street y'all on, man. I grew up over here on these streets, riding my bike on these streets. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, man, this me.
Have you seen it recently? This side?
No, man. I'm man, driving over here now. I ain't been past what? Usually the Marie Cafe was over here. Cows is up the street. Country Kitchen, but. Coming on down in this part, man, I ain't ventured down in this part since I was in school, going to East East High School. You feel me? It was East Middle School at the time. So
I'm glad we could take you down memory lane this morning. Literally,
no doubt,
memory lane.
Man, no doubt. Yeah, right down on it, huh?
That's right.
Speaking of where people from, I have some New York friends of mine, and they say they can tell where a person is. They can tell a Harlem person by the way they walk, or they can tell who you are by like how you dress. Like a Brooklyn person looks a certain way.
I believe that.
That's pretty wild to think of when you think about how big New York is. You can say to yourself, "Yep, that person's from Harlem."
Man, guess what though? I understand it because they have no reason to leave their side of town. Like there's no reason to leave Harlem. So you grown up embedded, and it's embedded in your fabric. So. As soon as they see you, they know what it is. Like, you don't even belong over here in Brooklyn. You don't know what we doing. You ain't grew up in it. I can totally see that. Because that's, I used to tell you that about Cali. That's the same thing about Cali. Like, these guys, like, you would think how big it is. If I was in Compton and I was like, man, let's go down to the Beverly Center. But I've had guys that have lived there all their lives, 40-plus years. They'd be like, man, what you mean? How you get to the Beverly Center?
Really?
And they have to use the GPS. Like, dog, where you been at?
Wow.
All your life. They don't
That's
travel
crazy.
outside their area, man. It's crazy. Everything's right there.
That is interesting,
Yeah,
Savage.
wild.
Speaking of different boroughs, man, the NBA had a bunch of guys go to some new boroughs and sides of town, too, man.
Look at that.
Little radio pro right here.
Broadcast professional.
Any surprises, Savage, before we talk about the picks and native men and stuff like that? Any surprises or trends you saw in the NBA draft in 2026?
Yeah, I think the biggest surprise for me was Morris Johnson being taken so high. I think his talent is that, worthy to be drafted, but it's just with all the other guys on the board, I thought it was interesting for him to be taken that high to Dallas. But that goes to you, man. We always say when it comes to professional sports, you only need one to like you. And Dusty May has seen him throughout the entire year, and he knows exactly what he can do. So he's seen something that we haven't seen as far as advancing his game, you know what I mean, maybe being able to expand it and what it can do for Cooper Flagg. So that was a big surprise for me. But, I mean, I'm not too surprised when you get a guy like Dusty May right there who knows the guy, his ins and outs and what buttons to press for him.
Is that a little bit too risky for Dusty May just getting on the job? I'm not even sure if the contract is signed yet for him to stick his neck out for a guy that was – and I heard it on the broadcast. It sounded like they felt it was a reach as well.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think you can reach when you're putting guys around Cooper Flagg. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're able to slide a guy like P.J. Washington, who's been playing the 4. You can slide him to the 3 some. Morez can be a true 4. And – like, it's just you got to get pieces around Cooper Flagg. You know what he can do. You got to think Kyrie coming back at some point, coming back healthy. Like, you need guys to be able to play parts instead of drafting a guy to be franchise changing when you already got a franchise changer. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the interesting thing, too, Slay, with Nate Ament, because there were a number of teams yesterday who weren't looking for primary ball handlers and weren't looking for a guy that's going to take a lot of the basketball and take a lot of the air out of the ball. Golden State and Oklahoma City needed guys to play off the ball, to be complementary pieces. To your point, too, with Cooper Flagg being the guy with Kyrie Irving there in Dallas, they needed pieces off the ball to fill a role and do something else. Did that hurt Nate Ament a little bit yesterday, just having so many teams looking for that kind of profile versus someone in Nate who is kind of a point forward, who is going to take a lot of the air out of the ball himself, which is a positive, but is a different kind of need for what a lot of those teams around that neighborhood kind of needed?
Yeah, a little bit. I think also what messed it up is when you get in the draft, a lot of times when you can't find the pick of the litter of whatever options you need to fill that void or whatever you need to put around your superstar, you start to go get the best available. And the problem is the best available wasn't what was needed at the time because the draft is so deep. Like, a lot of teams were thinking like, man, you know what, if I don't get him this round, I can get him in the second round. We can get somebody like that in the second round. So the options were, man, it was of abundance, dog. Like, you couldn't go wrong with what you picked. But I did think when you look at the teams like you mentioned, Golden State and teams like that, like Jackson Lindenborg is a guy that can fill in for what Draymond was going to do and be another bigger Draymond if he was going to be put at that 4, being able to play the point forward spot. So it make a little bit of difference.
Sure. Makes sense. I think I see Ron Slay pulling in right now.
I'm pulling in.
Who and if you and if you wanna think about this answer in the time you're about to walk in here, I will give you that right. But Slay, who is the player that we're gonna look back on in 5 to 10 years as the best player in the NBA in this draft class, in your opinion?
That's a good one, boy. In this draft class, man, I'm still stand beside Darius Acuff, man. I think Acuff, man, going out there to Sacramento, he gonna shine so bright, dog. In this situation that he's in, it's gonna be lovely to watch him grow, and how he can get to be himself so early. I think that's gonna be the important part. Yeah. But it's all gotta happen. You know what I mean? You gotta have pieces come apart. Come into play. You gotta have guys healthy. All of that plays a part in it. So it's gonna be interesting to watch how it shakes out, man. But man, I think Acuff, but we've been on him. We've been saying who he's gonna be. I think another guy too, man, Braden Burris, that's gonna team up with Nate Ament. Braden Burris, man, that's gonna be interesting to watch him come into his own, because you're talking about a score and gonna have plenty of opportunity to score. It's gonna be dope to watch him get busy too. But that Tennessee connection right there with a lot of people don't know, man. Shout out to his mom, Hannah Lowe, man, softball player at Tennessee, and then getting Nate Ament, Tennessee, and the last guy to go to Milwaukee, number 13 pick, Marcus Hayslip, Tennessee.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I like it. I like it.
All right, we're about to have a little bit of radio inception because Ron Slay has now walked into the building and is on the phone. We're going to get him set up with a headset here, and Kirby's going to go from playing pool to hopping Slay on here.
So, Savage, as you sit here and you talk back and forth to Kirby for a second, though, too, does, Savage, when you think about it, do cities matter with where you're going? Like, I thought it would have been awesome if Nate could have gone to Miami, but the trade, of course, is Milwaukee a developmental city for him?
Yeah, and I will say, man, if you look at Milwaukee, I've never heard any player say anything bad about Milwaukee.
I remember you telling me that. Like, it's in the middle of nowhere, but
but they love their team.
Okay.
Slip loved it. I mean,
nice.
He raved about it, dog. That's all he talked about. Man, my house right there on the lake, man. I see the lake. I come home from practice. I just chill, go outside. So the people love it. And then they've tasted the championship finally. So I would imagine the vibes are a little bit different around there.
Like they got a serious team.
Yeah,
they're not just talking about the 70s no more.
Yeah, and I do think too that's a little bit of the draft as well. Like you got to be able to draft a guy that fits that fabric of that community. You know what I'm saying? Like. Right. You watch who Memphis was able to go get, and they got to fit inside of what's expected for that community. You know what I mean? You know what it is. You got to have that grit and grind. That's a part of the fabric. They've been able to get guys to be able to do that. Cam Boozer fits that. So I mean, like the guys that's not highly touted or a lot of spectacle around them, like guys that's gonna go in there and do the work and get the team on that level. I think that's what drew people to Ja. You know what I mean? Him coming in that situation.
Like Memphis,
like
from Murray.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Underdog in a sense. Like Cam Boozer, any other draft is going to be the number one pick. Just in this one, you got two guys that went ahead of him that was a little different.
It is crazy that the son of an NBA great who went to Duke is an underdog. But you're so right. Like because he is for that exact reason. And he talked about it beforehand. I'm like, no, I feel like I'm the number one player in this draft. And
no question.
He's going to have that chip on his shoulder forever and going to Memphis, which is a city that lives with a chip on its shoulder. And I don't mean that as disrespect.
No, straight up.
In a lot of ways, I mean it as respect of just the culture of the people in that town and in that city constantly live with a no, I'm going to prove you wrong mindset. And I mean, it's the same way that franchise was built on Zach Randolph and Tony Allen and Mike Conley. Like the best Grizzlies teams were exactly that.
And you got to understand, we were talking about it on our show yesterday with Carlos Boozer being drafted to Cleveland. It's kind of the same similar situation. You know what I mean? Going both in, play power forward, both top 5 picks, both kind of could have the same trajectory as far as a NBA career. Maybe Cam's is a little bit more because of the scoring that he can go out there and do, but it's kind of the same thing, man. You're able to be put around stars. You got guys that kind of buffer you. When Zach Edey comes back, that's a great guy for him to have a defy to protect him. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, but it's going to be good to watch, man. I like this draft. This draft makes me want to watch the NBA season earlier to see where teams pan out because of the influx of talent to these young teams that are out there challenging, like OKC, what they going to go get. San Antonio got 3 picks in the second round. You know what I mean? The Knicks, like usually when a team come off a championship, they're in the latter round. You don't know who they're going to get. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, these guys going to get some pieces.
They had the first pick in the second round.
You know what I mean? In a deep draft. So all these teams, these are not developmental pieces that they're going to get. They're going to get pieces that can fit in and maybe not play right away, but it don't mean we got to send them down and we got to wait 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
Now, these dudes can go. They just can't play right now because you got young veterans ahead of them that have won already. So
I don't know if it's a chess or checkers piece with this one, but OKC going to get, what is this, 8A Mara?
Yeah, big, yeah, but they need the protection for Chet.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Defense for Wemby.
And Wemby.
Like, to play against him.
And Mara's a smooth mover now. 7'5", and Wemby's a little bit different.
Yeah, no question. He's 7'5". I think Mara about 7'2", 7'3".
They got him 7'3".
Yeah, so he's a big old boy, but you just need bodies. You know what I mean? You had Hartenstein that was able to hold on for as long as possible.
Is Hartenstein a 7-footer?
Yeah,
he is? Okay.
Then Chet didn't give you what he needed to give you, but that right there takes Chet out of the equation.
That's
be able
crazy.
to put him over somewhere, and you got protection. You know what I mean? So Yeah, and then Cheddar come along. I think he's a competitor, you know what I mean? But he just got abused by.
I was just gonna say, is that too much of a shocker for Chet? Like, because again,
it ought like the foul.
Okay, we'll see what he's made of.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and that it's kind of like what SGA said, man. He was like, man, every time his back against the wall, he come out firing. We see the competition in him, and he backs it up. So he got to continue to do that. Like, they depend on him. Jalen Williams coming back, AJ Mitchell coming back, all them dudes. Like, they got a nucleus. If they not hurt, them dudes not injured. OKC could easily have been in the you know what I mean, in the finals versus the Knicks. So they gonna be battling. You expect Denver to come back strong, San Antonio to come back and repeat. Like, you got plenty of teams. Dallas should be in the mix. Like, it's a lot of teams, man, that should be in the mix. And in the East.
I was going to say
the same thing.
I know we're up against it, but what does Giannis do for Miami?
Man, bring that dynamic of where Bam gets to be who he needs to be, and not be the superstar. Like, he's been hovering around. They've been putting pieces around him. Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero trying to groom him into it. But you need a bona fide superstar because Bam is a bona fide Robin. No
Bam is like
about.
Bosh.
Yeah.
In this situation.
Yeah. But maybe a little bit more dynamic because he can guard multiple positions.
Okay.
But I would that's a good comparison. He has superstar talent, but just don't need to be in that role.
Okay.
If it makes sense.
That makes sense.
Kevin Love?
You know what I mean? Like, you need him off to the side, but that's who you want riding with you. That's who you want riding with. Because you got to imagine where they're going to be defensively mindset.
Sure.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? It's going to be different.
Right.
You add Giannis to that group. Dude, Lord of mercy, it's going to take so much pressure off Bam. And then they got picks in the second round that they can make, you know what I mean? So I know a lot of people are talking about, what about the depth? Don't worry about it. This is Pat Riley.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I promise.
I'm going to be real. I love the studio, but being able to sit on the couch and do a show,
cold.
You got a corner.
It feels like we're just sitting in the green room at the station, just hanging out.
That makes the show so much better.
It's so cold.
That's how I should do our shows.
Coming up, Ron Slay with us. I want to talk about Dusty May's fit at the next level, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Why this could be a sign of things to come, because the similarities between coaching a college team and coaching an NBA team have never been closer.
Yep.
We'll talk about that with Ron Slay. Ramon Will, live from Hattie B's at East Nashville, continues after this. Ramon Will continues, wrapping up hour number 3 from Hattie B's Out East. Opening up in a couple hours, 2 hours.
Yeah.
The clock in front of us is on Pacific time, so I keep getting messed up on what time it is. I guess I can't count to 2. But Ron Slay is here. Rhett Bryan is here. He's going to join us here in 10 minutes, talk some Titans, and continue our divisional previews this offseason. Slay, Dusty May's making the jump.
Yeah.
From Michigan to the NBA. And I think that Dan Hurley, Nate Oates, John Shire, and a couple of the other young top of college coaches, I think you're going to be watching this pretty closely.
Yeah.
Because if anything, there might be more roster stability in the NBA than in college basketball right now. And that is a crazy sentence.
Yeah.
But Dusty May has done a good job, from what I've read and from talking to you about this, adapting to what he has year in and year out. What makes him, in your opinion, a good fit to be the coach, to be the kind of the first one in this era to make this jump?
Well, one, he's shown that he can win at every level regardless of the environment because he creates his own environment, whether that be FAU, taking them to the Final Four. That's the funny thing about it. A lot of people saw him do it at FAU, then get to Michigan, go win a championship, take them to the Final Four, and create that roster. But it was step by step, and it was almost surprising. Like, dude, he's been doing this. Like, this ain't Dusty May first rodeo. Like, when he went to Michigan, it was like, oh hell, he finna have these resources. It's gonna be a problem. So It's the same thing going to the NBA in a sense because. One, he has a grasp on who the players are. All these guys been on the radar when it starts to come to under 16, moved all the way up through the national program with the USA team. You understand who these guys are. Just getting the guys that don't even make it on the roster, but you get them in Colorado for a week training, you get to see them day in and day out. So it's almost a jump on recruiting. Nate Oates is always involved with it. So I think that jump to Dallas is going to be cool because he's so strictly – locked in on basketball. You know what I'm saying? It's not about grooming or coddling a guy, trying to figure out, man, what we got to do at the end of the year to keep you. That ain't even my job. That's a management job. Like, when we get down here, it's real life X's and O's, unless you stepped up to that point where you like a Phil Jackson or a Popovich or Pat Riley when he was with Miami coming out of the front office to coach. So it's this basketball, man. This is what these guys love to do. Anybody that's getting in the pro game, they love the game, the essence of the game. They don't like all the hoopla, all the wash that's coming along with it. They want to talk about the X's and O's. They're going to be in the film room forever and just trying to get guys acclimated and how they can develop guys. That's the other part that can't get lost, the development of guys, being able to get them there. These guys love it, love it. You got to think, man, the dude's got about 14, 15 people on a coaching roster. Yeah. Not just the players, it's the coaching roster. So, yeah, it's serious.
Another SEC guy that was taken last night, man. Phylon.
Yeah.
Phylon.
Yeah.
Phylon.
Yeah.
Talk about Philly good spot. I know they got a good point guard. What's
Philly
his name?
Phylon.
Philly Phylon. There it is.
Uh-huh.
I know they got a good point guard there. Now, what role is he going to play? He's more of a shooting guard, or how he and what's the guy from Kentucky that's there right now?
Tyrese Maxey.
Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, man. The both of them are kind of similar.
That's what I was thinking.
So you get an opportunity to have them playing off the ball or play with the ball where Maxey can move off of the ball, not have so much pressure as being able to be the one to bring it up. Then you move VJ Edgecombe at some point to the 3 and let those guys play together, man, because of the athleticism with Edgecombe and the strength. He can go out there and defend. But, man, I think it's dope. You know what I mean? You be able to see guys be able to come in and take turns and him learn from a guy like Tyrese Maxey. I think if this was any other draft, this guy would have been a top 10 pick. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's crazy that he slid this far. Because, one, he did exactly what they asked him to do. Come back, work on your three-point. The man was shooting 40% from 3, 50% from 2. At the high clip of shots that he was taking, the difficulty that he was taking them, and still making them and showing that he could be a leader. I thought he did everything they asked, man. It just happened to be a deep draft, and Philly got to steal with him, man. I think this is going to be dope to watch, man, him come along with Maxey and Edgecombe, dog. I don't know what they're going to do with Joel at some point. He got to move on, but They got a trio right there.
They're the Philadelphia 76ers.
Philadelphia.
I done had so many people hit me.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, I had Alabama people hit me and everything. I was like, Bama wouldn't even message y'all, but okay. All right, that's cool, man. I can differentiate, you know what I mean, and can put my analyst hat on for y'all.
Real quick as it's a Vols Connect, Cam Card hopped in and still went first round.
Yep.
Just looking at the rookie pay scale of this as well, he's getting $18 million guaranteed at the number 20. What was he? 24th?
Yep.
No, a little bit lower than that.
Yep.
His contract to be worth 16.8.
Yeah.
First year about 3.3.
Yeah.
Does that affect it, or it's just get in the league still? Because those decisions will be made when we're talking about NIL.
Yep. Yeah. He's coming from one of those situations where it was league bound regardless. I don't know if I remember me coming on 2 years ago telling y'all the guy with the highest ceiling as far as NBA draft stock on that team was Cam Carter. That's when he was on the bench. Chaz Lanier came in.
Yep.
His injury, whatever happened, he wanted to leave, went to Baylor. You saw it and still got drafted. So
he was on the clock. Cam was.
Yeah, anyway.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because he had that talent too, though. You know what I mean? It was one of those that he needed to go. And then in his situation with his dad playing in the league, it wasn't no rush, you know what I mean, as far, or a need to say, I need this extra from NIL. Man, we're fine. Let's go through the process. You want to be a league guy. That's been your dream. Let's go do that. So I think that's fine. Other guys moving forward, yes, that'll definitely make a difference. If you're talking about $3 million, you can come back and make $6 million and increase your draft stock. Why wouldn't you?
Do y'all discriminate, like lottery versus every other first round? Because I feel like first round in the NFL is so high.
Yeah.
Like the way they're given so much over time.
Right.
Do y'all discriminate? Does the NBA culture discriminate against lottery versus non-lottery?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just held in a different prestige. You know what I mean? You walk around and you've been taking lottery. It means something. But in a deep draft like this, it's different.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's plenty of lottery talent that got slid down just because, I mean, it's only 13 slots. It's just it's part of it, man. But no, the lottery's held in a different. It's in a different realm. But as long as you first round, all right.
Ron Slay, 3 to 6 on 3HL. You guys are at Green Light right off 8th Avenue. Great spot just south of downtown today for karaoke night. We will see you over there.
Right out south, man. So Will Lee, congratulations to Will
Thank
Lee,
you.
man. Like
Thank
big
you.
time.
I appreciate
Dope tied tonight. I just told you off air, man. It's funny watching you with your ring on and stuff.
It's
like
crazy.
It's weird. Yeah.
I know.
Do you get to playing with it, Will?
All the time. I just just like this. Just other hand. Just like, all right, I can still get this. All right, yeah, there we go. It's not stuck. All right, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. Hey, that's dope, man. So congrats to you and Peyton, man.
Thank you.
That's big time. No, Ronnie, my guy Papa Bowling was ecstatic.
He was.
Yeah, I know.
You should have saw him.
I know he was.
You should have saw
dude.
Papa Bowling.
I already know it, man. I had to miss too, Will Lee, man. I had a 6-year-old that's been asking me since January to be at her birthday party. There was only 3 guys invited, and I was one of the guys.
That's an honor.
I just like.
I understand.
Baby Babs would have never forgiven me. So it's just, but it's all love though.
Choose the 6-year-old.
We got the gift in the mail from the 3HL family.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Coming up, Brett Bryan is here. He will join us, talk some Titans, preview AFC East in the 2026 NFL schedule with us coming up next.
9:04. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Main Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The Brendan Sorsby saga took its next step yesterday, as it was reported by multiple sources yesterday that the NFL is declining to hold a supplemental draft this summer. That currently leaves the 2027 NFL draft as the only way for quarterback Brendan Sorsby to enter the NFL. The NFL's Management Council, in a letter to Sorsby yesterday, said, quote, participation in the NFL is a privilege that carries with it significant responsibilities, including accountability. In other NFL news yesterday, the Falcons and star tight end Kyle Pitts agreed to a 3-year, $54 million contract, including $36 million guaranteed, making the largest 3-year contract in NFL history for a tight end. Pitts no longer will play on the franchise tag in 2026. The NBA draft last night, BYU guard A.J. DeBanza went number 1 overall to the Washington Wizards. The Memphis Grizzlies selected Duke forward Cameron Boozer 3rd overall. And the Milwaukee Bucks, after a trade with Miami Heat, selected Tennessee forward Nate Ament 13th overall. Round 2 of the NBA draft starts tonight at 7 o'clock. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once when you're home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the fourth and final hour on your Wednesday morning edition of Ramon and Will. Good morning. Welcome in. Broadcasting live from 1206 Gallatin Avenue, a brand new Hattie B's in East Nashville. This place is awesome. We are in the back building area. We've got a TV there, a TV there, a TV behind a full bar over to our right. We've got 2 TVs behind us. We've got pool tables. We've got cornhole. We've got good chicken that's going to be available to the people here in about an hour and a half. We've got Ramon Foster, myself, Will Bowling, and Rhett Bryan, who joins us here out east this morning. What's up, Rhett?
Good morning, everybody.
How
I feel
we
like, let me say this. This Quonset hut, and you got to be an old head to know what that is, pretty much, that they have transformed into the space we're in right now at the new Hattie B's. As Tracy Morgan would say in his Tracy Jordan character in 30 Rock, this is sweet like bear meat. This is really cool, man. I like
Is it
this.
not, man?
If you wanted to follow his advice, too, and live every week like it's Shark Week, you could come here. They'd probably turn it on for you.
This is like a giant man cave.
It is.
It is.
I mean, there's a billiard table. There's seats here. There's a bar. There's a giant screen. They did this thing right.
They did.
Absolutely.
Like, have you seen the new business model? People doing like garage spaces into like man caves and stuff. Like, you can buy one. Come here.
This is your template.
Just show up here is and like the nostalgia that they have with the old retro outfit that they have in here. Like, they got old school boomerangs in here. They got
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's one on the wall.
Roy,
over there.
Oh,
One
good
on the
eye.
wall. And
I've been looking at it this whole time.
They made that one in 1979.
Yeah.
We've probably taken that for them too. Now that we beat them in what are we calling it now? We're calling it grasketball. I've seen that people on social media said, "Oh, we've taken soccer from the world. Let's just call it grasketball."
Let's call it grasketball. Yeah. I'm here for that, man.
Anyway,
they got some old school. What do you call those banners right there that you hang up on the wall? So they got a Tennessee one.
Yeah, pennants.
Pennants. They got an old school Tennessee and Georgia one. I never knew what it was. Kirby looking at me like, "Oh, you let me down." Kirby, I feel like we've really like grown closer together on these remotes that we have, and I feel like I heard it right there. I just called it a poster.
Okay,
is what it was.
a poster.
It's all right. It don't matter.
It's okay.
It don't matter. But
You'll get over it.
It's a cool spot to be at, man. Straight up, they did this right.
Very cool. Very cool.
Right.
I told Rhett every time I come to East Nashville, I will leave East Nashville and go, man, I got to come to East Nashville more.
You do.
And I'm going to be doing that again today.
Yeah, you will.
They've come a long way from being just called East Nasty.
East Nasty.
That's right.
No, this is some stuff up in here now.
East side of it, man. Glad to have you out here in the wild with us, Rhett.
I'm glad to be here.
We're going to do an AFC East preview coming up here in a few minutes. Earlier this morning, we did do Titans players. Good to see you, Slade. Appreciate you coming.
Yeah, ain't nothing but a little love bug on his way out.
We compared Hattie B's hot chicken heat to Titans players. And we put different Titans players in these categories.
Using the Hattie B Scoville scale.
I thought it was good, man.
On who has been red hot on the practice field.
Yeah.
and who we've not seen as much of, who's a bit more mild or southern at this point. So let's start on the hottest end of it. I had Carnell Tate at shut the cluck up level as the hottest level, as the most impressive performer so far that we've seen.
I would echo that, but I would double down on that and say I would also say in shut the cluck up level would be Wandale Robinson.
Okay.
There's a couple others I could think of, but yeah, no, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Okay.
My shut the cluck up, because it's a warning sign attached to it. You can try it if you choose to. Now, again, he didn't do a whole lot in OTA's minicamp, but it's Jeffrey. You gotta be cautious.
Sometimes you gotta sign a waiver.
You gotta sign a waiver.
And Jeffrey Simmons just put pen to paper on a waiver that says, here's $105 million over the next
Absolutely.
Well, and he said in his availability the day before that was announced is that he'd had the elbow cleaned up because he'd worn that robot-like
go gadget.
The Don Joy. Yeah, the Don Joy
big
brace.
Sleeve brace, whatever, and that he hadn't had full range and mobility in that elbow in a couple of years. So that's one of the reasons why we didn't see him on the practice field.
Right.
And quite frankly, with the animal that he is, I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
That's going to be just fine.
Is he okay with shut the cluck up, Dan?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
you got to be cautious on picking him.
How about honorable mention? Shut the cluck up? That's what that is.
On the next level down for damn hot, I said Xavier Restrepo. For as good of a
damn hot is good
offseason as he's had, I think he's done a lot of good for himself to try to make this football team again.
Yeah. No, he at one point, Jim Wyatt had put out a piece about who was the reception leader through OTAs and those things, and he was at the top of the list. And making some good catches now.
He had 5 more receptions than the next closest player to him from all the open OTA and minicamp practices.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he cooked. I didn't disagree with Will with that one at all. Like, he cooked.
Hot temperature, Tajay Spears.
Yeah, and you really point to the 2-day minicamp that we saw as why you get that rating. Like, it was a climb.
It was.
And he looks like he's where he needs to be for when training camp starts at the end of July.
Yeah.
I put Cam Ward at medium, partly because Hattie B's does say this is the most popular option. Cam Ward, most popular Titan. Could Cam Ward have had a bit better of practices at times? Yeah. Could he have been worse? I think also yes. I think he was fine. I think he was solid, all things considered, in OTAs and minicamp.
Interesting.
Anyone else you'd put in medium of just solid, got the job done, was there, was present, was good?
I named one, but I'm waiting to see who Rhett has in it, too. Well, no, I'll go ahead. I ain't going to throw you out there. Tony Adams, medium. You knew what you were getting yourself into. You watch him be
veteran, solid,
in a position where it's like, oh, I kind of like this. Like, it's a little spicy, but I'm enjoying it. Like, I felt like that was Tony Adams during the OTA and minicamp period of this year. Has some interceptions, plays on the ball, and you felt his presence and also allow others to go get some mild if they choose to.
Well, I'm going to give you one that I would put at medium or maybe a little better. This is Teron Davenport's guy, Jacob Martin. Yeah. Jacob Martin, been around, knows that system, and you see that stuff. And I should go back to the damn hot part of it because number 11, Jermaine Johnson, get ready.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Got a good one for
So
him.
I only put him in mild because we didn't see a ton of him, but when we did see him, he provided a little kick.
Yeah.
So he got out there a little bit later in the OTAs process, for us to see at least, for what was open to the media, and it provided a kick when we did see him. Because he does look good.
That's proper perspective.
Yeah.
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 But I think if we saw heavy doses of him, he'd be damn hot.
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Still weird to see you with a wedding ring on, too, Will. I saw that. I was like, oh, yeah, that really happened.
Slay said the exact same thing.
Yeah, I said it yesterday. I'm just like, dog, this is weird. It interrupted my monologue with him yesterday. He raised his hand. I was like, oh, dang. He's got a ring on.
It's official.
It's official.
It is.
Yeah, and it's shiny. Look at him. A little trophy on your face.
Oh, yeah.
And then Southern, the lowest level of heat, I just said Fimio Adejo. Just 'cause we
What is
haven't
their
seen him.
lowest level of heat?
Southern.
Okay.
Southern is
Good old
plain
season.
crispy fried chicken with no spice coating.
Okay.
Fimio
Gotcha.
Adejo battling injury, according to Robert Sala last week, working his way back. Just haven't seen him yet. not the end of the world. Alarm bells maybe aren't ringing yet on that, but still in wait-and-see mode on Femi.
Who else would you put in Southern?
Southern, I had as a veteran, but I know when you ask for him, he'll instantly be hot. I had JFM, Justin Sim.
Okay.
Oh, and then my other one was J.C. Latham.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
J.C.
So,
Latham.
yeah. Okay.
J.C. Latham, and my reasons for it is, again, when you're growing and grooming yourself into being a pro, the 5 working as one's the offensive line go. As a veteran, I'd have looked at him a little bit and said, why you missing OTAs? Just 1 or 2. It's voluntary, and for that reason right there, I need for him to add a little season and kick going into training camp, which I don't doubt. It's just that the evaluation of the Hattie B's Schofield level, he's Southern to me right now.
When we talked about this on the show on Monday before you came back, that one of the things that we would say concern, and that may be a little strong of a word right this second, but the offensive line is on our radar, and mostly in part because you didn't have your standard bookends through a lot of that stuff.
Facts.
And you're still trying to figure out, is it Jackson Slater at right guard? Is it Cordell Volson at right guard? We believe Austin Schlotman is going to be the center of this football team, as Pat Coogan, the 7th-round pick, works with the 2s and 3s at the center position there. But Jackson Slater got a lot of work in that since you've been gone.
Okay.
And so, yes, Kelly.
Thanks,
Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson. But, yeah, that there's proper context to all of this stuff.
Is.
Yeah, right.
And we just got to see who's who in the zoo when they roll out at the end of July. Who's there, who starts on the PUP list, who, whatever's going on. The one thing that Biggie and I were glad of is that they got the Jeffrey Simmons thing done, because if there's anybody that's earned it, it's him.
No doubt.
He will not disappoint at all, because he hasn't from day he walked into the building. I really like that move just to solidify what you've got, because, man, he just – when you think about – because we started looking at him versus the really, really good D tackles in the league currently, and then the all-time greats. Like, his resume is stacking up towards the all-time greats, and he is right mentioned. The thing we looked at was ESPN will have that list come out next month.
Yep.
He was number 4 past 2 years in a row. He thinks he'll be top 3, maybe 2 this time around, and I don't disagree.
I got him top 2. And I don't know who's won or what they justify being number 1, but the year that he had last year, top 2.
Yeah. Who was number 1 last year? Do you remember? Was it still Chris Jones?
I think it was Dexter Lawrence.
Dexter.
And I think Chris Jones was 2.
Yeah, I might have to after that.
Dexter Lawrence was 1. Chris Jones was 2. Jalen Carter was 3.
That's right.
Ahead of Jeff last year.
I had some pushback from somebody in the chat yesterday about Jalen. Like, I think Jalen's name probably resonates higher. I look at him because I do think he's a menace, as long as he's not spitting on people.
It's just the sacks haven't been there for him yet to the level of Jeff and Dexter Lawrence and Christian. Like, the production hasn't been there. But as you know, that's such a tough statistic for defensive linemen, because your job is to be disruptive.
When we looked at the all-time greats, because I read through a list that Gil Brandt, the late Gil Brandt, had put out a few years ago, and, man, there's some numbers in there. Like, Jeff at 11 is ridiculous. Leroy Glover had 17 one year. I think it was 2000.
I mean, Warren Sapp, too. You talk about the season he had.
Yeah.
Like,
listen, he
up near,
you're
15?
Oh, my God.
And that's the beautiful
part. When you get
it
from that position, you're doing something.
For sure.
And that's the beautiful part in which Coach Sala brought up, too. Like, we're playing 60 snaps. Jeff only playing 44 of them. Like, that 44 is to set Jeff up for those types of years. Right. I think Jeff's ascended to the part now to where we saw Chris Jones these last 4 or 5 years be at. Jeff's had to play the role of, like, being the foundation for this defense.
Taking on the double and triple
now
teams.
With Jackson Franklin Meyer, Jermaine Johnson, and the depth that they have, Jacob Martin surrounding him, he can now say, who's the one?
I'm going hunting. You're the target.
You're my one, and that's where that sack number comes from.
For sure.
This might be the first time. Well, last year he was able to do it under Denard, so I give it credit there. But now he can pick and choose. Third down, put him on the train track. Put him on the train track, Rat.
That's the sound of the pain train.
That's when you know you.
What was it?
cooking
What was
up.
office linebacker? What was that?
Terry Taylor.
Terry Tate, yeah.
Office line, or Terry Tate, that's right.
Tate, yeah. Choo. Like, when he
Tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me.
and I'm telling y'all what it's going to look like. Jeff going to run on the field holding up 5. That's nickel personnel or either dime. And when he runs in, he better be pumping.
That and the Kroger shopping cart race will be my biggest core memories of Nissan Stadium.
Hey.
All right, coming up, Rhett Bryan with us. We continue our divisional previews of all 32 teams in the league with the AFC East after this. Ramon Will continues hour 4 live from the brand new Hattie B's in East Nashville. Everything opening up in just about an hour. Lunch will be served for the first of very many times here at 1206 Gallatin Avenue out east. Rhett Bryan is here, Ramon Foster, and Will Bowling. Lucas Panzica and Robert Walsh will take over once we are done, and Cover 2 will be here as well. Great spot.
It is.
Back here.
Awesome spot, man.
Great
Glad
spot.
to be out here for sure.
Rhett, this morning we are going through the AFC East as a part of our divisional previews, and this is a very interesting group of teams, with Buffalo looking to get back on New England. The Patriots now having a very difficult schedule to try to do what they did last year, but against a lot more challenging competition in the regular season. And then you got Miami and New York, who are also in the division. So it's about as nice as I can be.
How it goes.
That's one way to put it.
The phase of rebuilding that both of them are in. Where would you like to start this morning?
Let's go in alphabetical order with the Buffalo Bills, who just had their ribbon cutting and grand opening ceremony of new Highmark Stadium. The reason I say that is it just makes me think about new Nissan Stadium that I drove past this morning driving over here to Hattie B's, and what's going to be here next year with a ribbon cut. Highmark looks impressive. It
looks
really
really cool.
does.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm fascinated to see if the architectural and engineering design of this does actually create an air dome over the open space to create, a better environment for the fans in this, because they're covered, but there's still an opening there. But from what I understand, the air is supposed to flow through that facility and create that wind dome.
Yep.
So
That's going to be
now,
awesome.
with lake effect snows that can get heavy at times, we'll see how that holds up.
Yes, exactly.
And that was what I was
exactly
going to say.
right.
So I do think they still want the snow component on the field from time to time. Like, they want you to feel the
Home
elements.
field advantage.
I saw they had all the infrared stuff, all the infrared lamps. Take that, fly. He's dead now.
Wow.
I'll tell you what.
You got to fly, man.
Yeah,
Killer.
he
Still got some moves.
He wish he had an air dome to protect him. No, he's got the hand of Foster on top of him, and now he's on the ground.
The hand of doom.
Okay. But
Hand of Foster.
it was always funny watching the Buffalo Bills Monday night broadcast and stuff, because you see the second tier glass club level with the infrared heat lamps, and I think the entire stadium's got a part of that now.
Yeah.
The new one. It's cool.
It does look really cool.
Well, and it's outside of Kansas City. It's the last of the old cookie cutter style stadiums. And, there's talks about Kansas City moving to another state like the Chicago Bears appear to be doing. So, but that's a story for another time. So the Buffalo Bills moved on from their longtime head coach, Sean McDermott, and I think which surprised a lot of people. It did not surprise me as much, just because with all they have, and Josh Allen being the centerpiece, they had not been able to get over the hump in the AFC, as I call it, arms race.
Yeah.
So, what do? They, hire Joe Brady as the head coach in this, and they got an overhaul of the defense because Jim Leonard is now the defensive coordinator. And so he was brought in to reshape Buffalo's defense, which is a pretty different departure from the team's previous approach in this. So how the coaching staff deploys that talent will determine how successful the unit can be. There's a lot of nuances to that. But let's look at what they did in the NFL draft first. T.J. Parker, the edge from Clemson, was their second-round pick because they did not have a first-rounder.
Can we just say they just stack young defensive linemen?
They do, and they've done that well for the last 7-8 years. You're right. Davison Igbinosun, the corner from Ohio State, in round 2. Skylar Bell, the receiver from UConn, in round 4. They had 3 different fourth-round picks. Caleb Elarms-Orr, the big, long linebacker from TCU. Frog Mac. Jalen Kilgore, the safety from South Carolina, in round 5. And then Armaj Reed Adams, the guard from Texas A&M, as their final flyer pick in that. Now let's look at what they did in free agency. They signed Kyle Allen to a 2-year contract to back up Josh Allen. It's the Allens have it.
Allen and Allen.
They traded with the Chicago Bears a 2026 fifth-round pick and a 2026 second-round selection for DJ Moore. So they have bolstered the wide receiving room. Dawson Knox signs a new 3-year deal to be continue to be one of their two-headed monster tight ends. Lloyd Cushenberry signs a 1-year deal as the center along that offensive line. But Connor McGovern got big money, 4-year, $52 million deal, 32 guaranteed to re-sign there at center. So he is the starting guy. Bradley Chubb signs a 3-year, $45 million deal, 29 guaranteed there. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a 1-year deal in the secondary. Damar Hamlin, they re-signed. Geno Stone is a 1-year guy, and they signed a revised 1-year contract for kicker Tyler Bass and re-signed a 1-year deal to punter Mitch Wishnowsky, the Australian. So the big thing with them, the defense has its pieces and parts. It's how Jim Leonard reforms this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking at on that side of the ball. And then the weaponry that they have for Josh Allen. And DJ Moore, that's a move that they probably needed to make.
Yes.
Skyler Bell was one of the top, second-tier wide receivers in this draft because Joshua Palmer, who was there last year, did not elevate as much as they would like. And then Keon Coleman has been an up and down, what I would describe as a disappointment.
It is. It has been, man.
So, now they've got a more formed wide receiver group, and then obviously reinvesting in Dawson Knox, and they still have Dalton Kincaid as the big tight end weapons there. So there's the Buffalo Bills in this, and now we go in next order to the Miami Dolphins.
Going to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. From no first-round picks, Rhett, to 2 first-round picks for the Miami Dolphins.
And 13 overall picks.
Are we counting Caden Proctor as one human, as Coach Mack would say also?
Boy, no doubt. They take him with pick 12, the first of those 2 first-round picks, because they had dealt wide receiver Jalen Waddle to the Denver Broncos as a part of that deal. But Caden Proctor, that's something they needed to address, working on that offensive line. Chris Johnson, the cornerback from San Diego State, is picked 27 in round 1. Really like their second-round pick, Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker from Texas Tech. Listen, that's just like Zach Thomas all over again in Miami, because that's the kind of dude that guy is. Really liked him. They needed some help in the tight end core. Will Kasmerick, the tight end from Ohio State, was a third-round pick in this. They took your guy, Chris Bell, coming off an ACL, the wide receiver from Louisville, in round 3. In round 4, Kyle Lewis, the linebacker from Pittsburgh. That will be a value pick for them.
Yes, it is.
And then don't sleep on this other tight end they took in round 5, Seydou Traore from Mississippi State, who's a pretty good ball player in his own right. In free agency, they did what a lot of us had us scratching our head out of, that Malik Willis gets a 3-year, $67 million deal, 45 guaranteed. Now, Malik had stepped in some spots in Green Bay for Jordan Love and done well. And so this is what happens when that happens. And then Devon Achane gets a big 4-year, $68 million deal. They signed Chatarius Tutu Atwell to a 1-year deal. Jalen Reagor signed with the Dolphins. Jalen Tolbert, same thing. Greg Dulcich re-signed on a 1-year deal at tight end. Charlie Heck, Jamari Salyer signed as free agents on the offensive line. Aaron Brewer got a big payday.
Off.
Because, dude went there and said, I'm too small. Watch this.
Yeah.
And they paid him.
$2 steak is worth a lot more than $2.
Oh, he's prime now. He is prime.
At edge, David Ajabo, Joshua Uche, Willie Gay, they re-signed at linebacker. So there's kind of that. Now, the thing with Miami, I still think because they don't really have a true number 1 wide receiver, because they dealt Jalen Waddle, they need a vet wide receiver to go with these other guys and step in and be the one. Maybe one of those guys I mentioned is a part of that. But the right side of their offensive line is a question mark. So there's some things that they're going to have to work through.
For sure.
And alphabetically, we continue with the AFC champion New England Patriots. Excuse me.
Choked up thinking about it.
I did.
The AFC.
It's okay, Ray.
I know. It's going to be all right somehow.
It always is.
Let's see, New England.
By the way, Le'Veon Moss, one of the young, talented running backs out of Miami Dolphins, he was put on IR recently. I didn't realize he got hurt. Yeah. Apparently another injury. Yeah, out of A&M, man. Sure, in the heck did. That's tough.
New England Rhett has Caleb Lomu on their offensive line now. Another kind of tackle, kind of guard. Similar to Will Campbell, right? Maybe some commonalities there in those two guys?
Well, and the thing with him, he's more athletic than Will Campbell. Like, Caleb Lomu was one of the more athletic offensive linemen in this draft with an athletic prowess. But, yeah, you knew after what happened to them as they got through the year with Rooks at the left side of that line, and you saw it in the playoffs, that they got in trouble there. So they worked to bolster that. One of my favorite pass rushers in this draft they took in round 2, Gabe Backus from Illinois. That Mike Vrabel and those guys will end up making this guy big time for sure. That is definitely a New England Patriots type pick. Demetrius Crown over in round 6 as a tackle there. Jan Miller from Alabama as a flyer pick towards the end. So there's that part of it. In free agency, Elijah Vera Tucker signs a 3-year, $42 million deal, 21 guaranteed. So there's another bolstering piece on the offensive line. The big one was the trade for A.J. Brown.
Yes.
And so now they have a legitimate number 1 wide receiver, but they also signed Romeo Doubs to a 4-year, $70 million contract. Kevin Byard does a 1-year, $9 million deal to play for Vrabel again. Draymond Jones, 3-year, $39.5 million. So they straightened out their issues in terms of depth and those things at the wide receiver position. Excuse me, simply by trading for A.J. Brown and then bringing in Romeo Doubs. Kayshon Boutte continues to elevate himself. DeMario Douglas, Mac Hollins, those are nice pieces towards the back end of that. But they needed a straight-up number 1 wide receiver. They have that in A.J.
Absolutely.
Brown now.
They do.
They also need, in terms of helping this offense, an inline wide tight end blocker. And that's what they did with Eli Raridan in the 3rd round, the big 6'6", 245 tight end from Notre Dame. So they did pretty nice in their stuff. And then we finish with the team that they'll see in week 1, the Titans will, in the New York Football Jets. And David Bailey was the edge, 2nd pick overall. And they had 3 first-round picks. Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon, which was the most athletic tight end out of this whole group. Omar Cooper Jr., big-time fan of that guy at pick 30. Then they took his teammate in Indiana, D'Angelo Pons, the cornerback, at pick 50 in round 2. Darrell Jackson Jr., the D lineman from Florida State, in round 4. And then when you look at what they did in free agency,
they made moves.
Geno Smith traded with the Raiders. We'll see what that ends up being.
That's what I was going to say as well, too, because you look at his situation, he's now being investigated for a domestic case. If he's out, that could benefit the Titans even more so if he's suspended by the league.
And they're setting themselves up to have one of these top quarterbacks next year.
No doubt.
That's what this is,
No doubt.
to be honest.
For sure.
Breece Hall gets a 3-year, $45 million deal, and that was after he had received the franchise tag. Chukwuma Okorafor re-signs with the Jets. Dylan Parham, a 2-year deal at guard. Joe Tippmann gets a big deal, 4-year, $66.34 guaranteed. And then they went and got some edge prospects after they traded Jermaine Johnson away. Kingsley Enagbare with from the Atlanta Falcons, Joseph Osai, David Onanyata. And then they traded for Tavondre Sweat with the Titans. And that straight-up trade with Jermaine Johnson. Demario Davis signs a 2-year, $22 million. And listen, that guy, his age just keeps being a tackling machine. He's amazing. Minkah Fitzpatrick, they traded with the Miami Dolphins. He gets a big deal there. And they signed Younghoe Koo as their kicker. So they have to establish the top cornerbacks in that defense because, it's been different since they traded Sauce Gardner last year to the Colts. They probably still need to add a veteran linebacker, and then they have to have a succession plan at quarterback, to your point, because We don't know what this is with Gino, and I forget even who they have behind him.
Cade Klubnik is who they another guy they drafted
They
too.
drafted in what, fourth round
for Klubnik, and then their other quarterbacks are Brady Cook and Bailey Zappi.
Brady Cook from Missouri.
That's right.
And Bailey Zappi. Wow.
Who's just popping around all the AFC East teams.
It's making it happen.
Zappy Hour is always open in New York. I will see you tomorrow, right, Brian?
Yes.
In for Ramon.
Early.
Looking forward to having you back with us. Appreciate you.
Pretty good.
Appreciate
we'll
it,
fill
Rat.
in. I'll fill in for Biggie the next 2 days, and
Thank you.
we'll have fun.
Looking forward to it. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you.
Glad to do it.
We will wrap up the show coming up next. There is a big change coming to a major pro sports league that I love that we'll talk about coming up next. Wrapping up the show on this morning's Ramon and Will, Lucas Panzica and Robert Walsh are ready to take over in a matter of minutes. Live from Hattie B's in East Nashville. Lunch will be served here in just about an hour. Come hang out. We'll be hanging around a little bit longer. Gonna get some medium tenders with some fries. Maybe a cold Coca-Cola to go with it.
It's your Coca-Cola.
With my Coca-Cola, that's right. 1206 Gallatin Avenue, the address. There is plenty of parking. There is cornhole. They just opened this garage door in here. We're in this back building where we're going to be broadcasting until 3 o'clock today. Full bar right here. Come play pinball with Bert in commercial breaks or maybe during the show. That'd be fun to narrate while he's on. It's a good time.
Yeah,
good day to come hang out and have some chicken and have lunch with the zone.
Man, Bert might have to work today because their house cat is out of the country.
Oh, that's right.
Buck's gone.
That's right.
And now the real adults are doing the show the way we need it to be done.
That is exactly right.
And Lucas, by the way, said he's close to here. I'm not going to dox him as the people say online, but my boy, he might have ran here today. Is all I'm saying.
Wow,
he might have ran here today.
Fantastic.
Good stuff. What are you talking about, Bert? What?
Just all right.
He yelled at me and turned his head away.
He did yell at you.
Typical Bert. Yes,
okay.
he did.
There is promotion and relegation coming to the PGA Tour, Ramon.
Can I just, before you go further, I love what the PGA is doing right now. They're saying
major changes.
Live left you high and dry.
We're going to outlive Live is what they're saying.
I love this.
So PGA Tour with major changes. So there will now be a championship tour and a challenger series.
Okay.
The new format includes 2 different series of events running concurrently starting in 2028. So the championship will be the tour's best players competing in 23 to 24 events with 36-hole cuts and purses of $20 million per event. Each championship series event will include around 120 players, although players will not be required to play a specific number of events. The $20 million purse is a big deal because the U.S. Open just had 22.5. $20 million per event is a major deal. To say that, no pun intended. At the same time, the Challenger Series will run with at least 20 events, several of which will be played the same week as championship events. Those purses will be $4 million per event. Players will be able to move up and down between the 2 series. So a player in the Challenger Series will earn promotion to the championship with 2 wins in season or a finish in the top 20 for the whole year. They can get promoted.
Yeah.
They also get promoted if they win a major, which will be a really cool way to do this as well. At the same time, players in the championship series who finish outside the top 90 will be relegated at the end of each season to the Challenger Series.
It almost sounds like the NASCAR Cup Series almost.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
My favorite thing they're doing, though, is the Tour Championship is now going to be match play. They have had a really hard time making the season matter and making the Tour Championship feel like a Tour Championship and not just another kind of signature event or elevated event. They used to do it to where the top player in the season in terms of points would start at 10 under or start at 5 under. You would get more strokes at the beginning of the tournament. But it was just kind of like, it didn't feel like Scotty Scheffler would go just shoot even par and win.
Okay,
it just didn't feel like the right way to do it. But the way you could do this and seed a tournament of match play, I think match play is the most entertaining form of golf outside of watching a major at somewhere like Augusta.
And it'll be comparable to the talent level that you go up against as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like Rory McIlroy versus Scotty Scheffler for the Tour Championship, 18-hole match. You win this hole, I'm 1 up. I win the next hole, I'm 2 up. I love match play. It's why I love the team events like the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup. I absolutely love the changes that they've made, and I don't agree with everything LIV stands for and what they've done and the stuff behind everything they did, but they facilitated good change for golf, and golf's in a better place today than it was a couple years ago.
Sometimes you got to destroy before you elevate, Will.
That's fair.
And that's exactly what LIV did. You took the Saudi dollars, and guess what? It forced PGA to kind of get it together because I don't know enough to say they were lacking, but clearly the draw to LIV forced them to be in a better position now.
Come by for the grand opening of Hattie B's out East. The Buck Rising Show is next. Lucas Panzica and Robert Walsh. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Have a good vacation, sir.
No doubt. And also the address is on Hattie B's website, too, HattieB.com.
1206 Gallatin Avenue.
Absolutely, if you were looking for it. It might say closed on the website, but I promise you, Will, it is open.
We are very open. Yes.
No doubt. But remember, good people, while I'm gone, your Twitter fingers, Will, and your mic, Rhett, is always hot.